Alright, good morning guys. Progressive, Neo, Triple. How are you guys doing? Thank you for being here first thing in the morning. How was your weekend, by the way? We are looking right about... Today's going to be a 3-hour stream. And let's go ahead and knock out the rules real quick. That way we can kind of progressively work our way through this. For those who are joining post-stream, the rules are for the Ironman challenge. For the Ironman challenge, the rules are no dying, no gear above white quality, no gear enchants, no talents, no potions, no flasks, no elixirs, no healthstones, which unless you're a warlock, which we'll get back to that later. No joining groups or raids, no killing dungeon or raid bosses, no food buffs, no XP boosting activity, such as your recruiter friend, your monk ratio, your potions. Also, no pet battle leveling, no bodyguards, no battlegrounds or arenas, no professions except for first aid, which we haven't done yet. So maybe I need to actually start working on that. As far as this month, what you see on your left-hand side are all the participants so far. I think we're missing maybe 2 who are participating in the Warlock race this month. So for those who are new to the channel, the Warlock race is for awareness for Friends for Impact, which does research on brain tumors in children. So we're just bringing them a little bit of awareness and possibly raise a little bit of funds for them so far. I think we've raised it was 20 pounds as of Sunday, so it might be a little bit more now. I didn't get a chance to check this morning. But for those who are interested in joining in the Ironman Challenge race, you can join at any time. So we're racing from September 1st to the 30th, but there's definitely no need to feel behind if you haven't started yet. So feel free to join anytime. Discord's in the description, as well as all the other links. So feel free to check that out. The race itself is 2-part: lowest played 1 to 60 playtime, and then the highest level at the end of the month, which I think only is flying through here. He's level 55. If you guys can see there, Malip. I think that's how he says his name. But I think today we'll be starting in Stone Talon Mountain, so we'll go ahead and put that down. If you need to put them up, I will. I'll catch back up with chat. Neil says, good, yours. We did. It was nice. I got to go see the family and check up on them and see how they were doing, and that was a good weekend for me. Escurito says, hi, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream, by the way. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and head in. So one thing I wasn't able to do over the weekend was get the Goblin Gliders for the Warlock event. So, or for this Warlock. So maybe in the near future. Now Bagnon does work now, so let me go ahead and update those add-ons. So we will reload the UI there. But no, as far as the Goblin Gliders, we weren't necessarily able to purchase anything. As far as those go, I do need to upgrade my food, I think. Yes, I do. But maybe tomorrow we'll have it. It says, hi, what's going on now? Good morning. How's the Warlock treating you? Sorry to see you die. I think you, Keithy, Tassie, and probably 2 or 3 other people also died this past weekend. So it's making me nervous. There seems to be a significant learning curve to this, so I'm going to be as careful as possible. Alright, so with that being said, you can use food. You can, as long as it doesn't give you a food buff. There's a little bit more details in that, so it's, but for the biggest thing to know is just you don't want to have any sort of food buff. So, since I'm going to buy another stack just in case I need a bunch of food, because it seems like the Warlock's a little bit more dangerous than one would have you think. So let me go ahead and set that aside. There's the health stones. We'll tuck those away safely. And with that, I think we are on our way. I'm a little nervous about the cragfish, just because I don't know if we have the burst damage to take care of it. I might have to break out the Voidwalker for that, but we'll see. Let's see, it says, Latone says, hi my dudes, good morning Latone, how are you? Jared says, can you do the Blingtron daily on the Ironman? Jared, I think you can, but I wouldn't advise it, just because I would say save your Blingtron 6000 daily for your main, just because you have a good chance of getting, I say good chance, it depends, you get a shot at getting a legendary using the Blingtron, so I would save that for your main if I were you. Now says, good, I did the vote. Did you really? Made it to almost 26. Very nice now. So I am at the moment 27. We got all of about 5-6% rested XP. So what we're going to do is wait for these two to get in combat. Maybe. This guy has 2,500 health. To kind of give you an idea of the health scale at this point in time, we have about 1,000 health, and these guys have about 2,500. So I'm kind of hoping that Alright, so we're not going to aggro it, I don't think. What I was going to do is see if I could pull it into that other mob, but it looks like it doesn't aggro onto us anyway, so we're fine. So with that, we'll grab mechanized fire. I want to mount back up. Zentrix says, hey Neotrix. Tinks, I think. It's Charitus, good luck. Come to watch my boy Qyune. Thanks, Zentrix. How's the leveling in Lochmoden, right? I think you were in Lochmoden. How's that treating you? This has been a lot of fun. I had a pretty good time over the weekend watching everyone and seeing how everyone is doing their progress. The only person I actually saw die was Keithy. I think he was at 26 or 27, and something was hitting him pretty hard. So this is definitely a learning curve. There's definitely a lot to be considered when playing the Warlock. It's just a slower DPS than the Hunter, so it's kind of takes a little bit of getting used to. You definitely, even though it's a race, I think the catch-22 with that is the fact that it's a race makes you want to go through it faster. But the thing is, I think you find the most success in just trying to survive. So that's going to be my tactic. After seeing how everyone's struggling, I'm kind of a little bit more nervous and careful than I would be with the Hunter. So I have to kind of reevaluate the way I'm leveling, if that makes any sense. Lowell says, good morning, Qyune. Good morning, Lowell. Welcome back. How are you doing? Jared says, can you still enter this race? Absolutely, Jared. You can enter in at any time. In fact, the leaderboards are going to switch quite a bit because we are only on day 4. And there's been about 6 or 7 deaths. Probably more than that, because a lot of the guys who have died below 8, you can't really, or sorry, below 10, you can't really see. So yeah, we're gonna just be careful of that. Honestly speaking, I might skip this crag quest, cragfish. I think that's what it's called. I don't know if I'm gonna have the damage to be able to take care of that guy. Because what happens if he gets a hold of you, he kind of paralyzes you. And I think it's considered a stun, and I don't know if you can do anything during that time. I mean, for me, I think Drain Soul would be enough to get us through the fight, but I think he paralyzes you, so, or stuns you, should I say? So I don't know. But yeah, Jared, you can, just in case anyone else is watching as well, you can join at any time. Just go ahead and stop in the Discord, let us know the name of your character and realm, and we'll be off to the races. Alright, so we have the mechanized air, no ice. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this quite a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and farm out most of these guys here. Well, sounds pretty good. Hope you had a good weekend. Yep, mine was nice. Stopped by and saw the family, checked up on them, and everybody's doing pretty well. It's getting busy. My family's got a good bit going on here. Oh, let me go ahead and switch back to the imp for now. I want to see how running around with the imp works. I think we take more damage directly when we have the imp out, but it's for me, it seems like it's a little bit safer. We might pour the Voidwalker out when there's a direct, one mob we need to specifically tank, but for the most part, due to my drain health and the fact that the imp stays close to me, it seems a little bit safer, so I think we're going to try that. Lowell says, Jared, I think you can do it. I think so too, Jared. You should join us. I did post a second time on Reddit just to kind of give everybody one last chance. Like I said, usually when we have these kind of events where there's something going on in Warcraft where either it's the gnomes racing or the trolls racing, I usually miss it just because I didn't hear about it. So I did break down and post it again last night, but I think that's going to be it. I don't want to come off as spammy or self-promoting, so we'll just take it in stride. And I think 20 challengers at the moment is really good. And like I said, there's a couple who haven't posted their names just yet, so by the end of the week, it wouldn't surprise me if we had 30 or 40 running with us. So you're more than welcome to join at any time. Nicholas says, what level are you up to? At the moment, sorry for the airplane. At the moment, I am level 27. And about halfway to 28. We've already gone through the 5% of rested XP I had, but I think today we should be able to get to 30 today. It says, as far as the realms go, yep, I would not do a PvP realm whatsoever. That's very dangerous. So I'm getting keys from these guys, but I'm not opening them yet because they kind of despawn based on a timer. So what I'm kind of doing is just farming up the keys first, and then we'll release them all at one time. We might give the cragfish one shot with them all, but we might not actually. I'm kind of nervous about the fish. I'm trying to do everything that my hunter would do, just to kind of have a frame of reference for how the questing's, the difficulty level, and if one's necessarily harder than another. But at the same time, I don't want to die, so we'll see. We'll see. I'll go back and forth for the next 5 minutes until I actually do it. Lowell says, Qyune, Tassie died last night, literally a few minutes into her stream. I saw that. She got ambushed by 2 patrols, I think. It was the Centaur guys, right? Yeah, one came from the left and one came from the right. And, yeah, I have no idea what could have been done. Because the bad thing about the Warlock is, one, you only have really 1 CC. You have your fear. It's not like you can go through and slow them all down. And the other thing is you can't be a night elf as a warlock, so it's not like you could just run far away and then shadow meld and hope that you survive the next couple of minutes. So yeah, that was rough. I think she did the best anyone could have done, to be honest. That was a tough situation to be in. I still feel bad when I see people die though, but it is all part of the Ironman challenge, so kudos to her, Keithy, Nell, and everyone else who pretty much got right back on it and tried it again. So glad to hear everyone's kind of sticking with it for the month. I did manage to make it out to Argus with the girlfriend this weekend, so that was a lot of fun. For those who aren't familiar with Argus, I think it's with the Veiled Argonite is the new currency. You can get 910 gear now, so that's actually kind of nice. Alright, so we've killed all 20 of these guys. I'm going to resummon this guy. Actually, I'm going to resummon the Voidwalker, because I think we'll give Cragjaw a shot. The trick here, though, is to stay close to shore as much as possible for Cragjaw. Says, yeah, the Centaurs don't respect Warlocks. They don't. I have to send in a complaint for that one, because yeah, she just got caught in a really bad situation with that one coming from the left and then the right, in addition to the one she was fighting. So I'm gonna see if I can kill this guy, maybe get one more extra key. I doubt that's gonna be possible, but we'll see. Does he drop a key? No, I don't think so. I want to kill this guy just in case. just for the off chance of having 6 rather than 5. Absolutely says, what exactly is Ironman challenge? Absolutely. Welcome to the stream, by the way. So the Ironman challenge, I'll put this up real quick, is leveling from 1 to 110 without dying a single time. Pretty much a solo challenge, only using white and gray quality gear without dying, like I said, a single time. And we'll come back and release her. I'm gonna see if I can get one more key. And also, like I said, doing it in a solo event, meaning that you can't do any sort of dungeons, you can't group up with anyone for any reason. I'm just trying to stockpile my my army of hunters over here. Javi, thank you for the subscription. Good morning and welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Alright, so theoretically we should be able to free 3 more of these guys, I think. I think 3 more now. Okay. Alright, so with that, we have 5 at the moment. So I'm going in with a small army of night elves here. And I want to try to do this as quickly as possible. That way they don't start despawning on me. Because what's going to happen is after we do the cragfish, I need them to run with me to free up the... There's nothing in there. Whoops. Okay. Free up the other night elf at the other end of the zone. So absolutely, I know that kind of got broken up there, but let me know if I need to go through that again. But if you want more details on the rules, the link is in the description, and I'm more than willing to go through that again. I know I kind of sped through it, but all right, so that's 7, and yeah, the other thing you want to be aware of is that quests like this, they generally recommend 2. So I'm going to send in Voidwalker now and see if we can light this guy up. I'm going to apply every one of my unstable afflictions on him, and he's got a ton of health. Alright, yeah, he hit for 25%. That was maybe an unnecessary risk, but it's done. So let's go ahead and free up this night elf while we have the small army here. They're going to start dropping off just because we spent so much time trying to get more than we needed, but I think that it was pretty much well worth it just because that thing hit me once and brought me down to 75% health. Moody says, hey Qyune, good morning Moody. You've made it. Man, it's early for you. How are you doing? Have you started streaming yet? I think I stopped by your channel the other day. I think it was your channel. And I didn't see anything just yet. So have you you be starting? I know you had a little bit of an issue with either your camera, I believe, right? Jordan, good morning Jordan. How are you doing? Welcome back as well. How's work treating you? Did you work this weekend? Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and quickly knock this out. We, if you guys were watching yesterday, we had a really close call in the cave. I haven't had a chance to timestamp the videos just yet. Oops, whoa. Alright, let's go ahead and apply that first. Get our health back up here. Just because I was out of town with my family, but, alright, so we'll release her. But, I'll probably try to do that by the end of the day. We'll have a dinner this afternoon, but I'll try to have those things timestamped by the end of the day. Usa? Usa says hi. Usa? I think if that's how you want me to say your name. Good morning. Welcome to the channel, by the way. I know it's the first time I've seen your name. How are you? We are doing the Warlock Ironman challenge over here. I'm about 25% away from, say, 28. So this is what we're doing pretty much every morning until the end of the month. And then I know I keep saying we'll do afternoon content. Once I get my stuff sorted out with school and whatnot, we'll get that underway. But it's just a matter of sorting it out and making sure that it's not inconsistent. That's the biggest thing. Is I don't want to say something's coming and then it only come 2 or 3 times a month. So let me sort my semester out and make sure I have time allotted for that. And we'll start doing things with viewers in the afternoon, and we'll go from there. But with that, HF, good morning. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. This is let's go around this way. I don't want to aggro that fish. I think with just me, there's no real way we can survive that. That thing pretty much killed Sam instantly, and it was hitting me for about a quarter of my health. So we'll take the scenic way around this little hill here, I think. Yeah, it looks like there's a path available. Moody says, I'm doing well. Yeah, my webcam was dead on arrival, so I'm waiting for another. Oh, you did order another one. Okay, good. So have you started yet, Moody, or are you kind of just waiting for the camera and you're going to start fresh? And Jordan says, not bad. Did some overtime, so that's why I wasn't here yesterday. It's all good, Jordan. I wasn't here yesterday either, just because I try to take at least one day off a week, and we figured Sundays are best for us, so take one day off. And the whole purpose is to catch up on the channel and timestamp the videos and all that, and then I didn't even get a chance to do that. So such is life, I guess, when you have a family on. Alright, so let's see. Absolutely says, technically heirlooms are recognized below grades and rarity. Seems silly, but it may be worth specifying that in the rules. Yeah, that's a good point. I can do that, absolutely. Clear out my desk here a little bit. But yeah, that's a good point. So if anyone's new to the Ironman challenge, what absolutely is referring to is that for gear, you can't have anything higher than white or gray quality items. So that includes your greens, your blues, your epics, your artifacts, and your heirloom gear. So none of those except for white and gray gear. This part is going to be a little bit dangerous, I think, just because these mobs hit relatively hard and they're somewhat condensed. It's when you start applying the Z coordinate to mobs, you know, where they're above you, below you, or whatnot, it makes the pulls a little bit more dangerous, but this isn't too bad. It's the open environment, so we do have the capability of running if necessary. I do wish I just had my goblin gliders, though, in case things go south. I can actually just glide out, but that's alright. KMG says, hey, good seeing caster class. By the way, what in school? You're a teacher? No, I'm actually, I worked for a little bit to be able to go back and try to earn my master's degree, so that's kind of what I'm doing here. So yeah, took the scenic route to college. Had to save up to get my bachelor's, and then had to do it again to get my working on my master's at the moment. So that's kind of what this is all about, which is why I'm not working in the AM, if that makes any sense. HF says, yo man, how's it going? Good morning, HF. How are you doing? We're doing pretty good. Like I said, we are living quite well here. I'm gonna see if I can dot this guy. I think the hunter has a general 40%, or sorry, 30-yard range, but the warlock has a 40-yard range, so that's actually really nice. Just to be able to reach some of the places we wouldn't be able to reach otherwise. Like, I'm gonna see if I can get this guy here. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna wait till he gets a little further from that, and there we go, we'll dot him up. That works. And Taro says, hey, what add-on are you using for your enemy nameplates? I use tidy plates, and then for these nameplates right here is Z-Pro. So I should put tidy plates in the description, but I have Z-Pro and all my other UI add-ons on. So as per normal, if chat starts to speed up quite a bit, what I will try to do is, I'm going to try to get him from here. If I miss any sort of comments or questions, sometimes chat gets ahead of me. So if that's the case, do feel free to ask again. I'll catch back up. This guy hits like a truck. Oh, we got feared. That is not good. We got feared for a long time. Oh, wow. That was a 7-second fear, and he was hitting us for, man, I don't know how much. So that was the early death. Neil says, oh man. Yeah, Neil, I think, man, that was unexpected. Killed by a rare. I didn't know he had a second, or a 7 or 8 second fear there. So I don't know if we could have gotten out of that in any sort of way. She says no. Nell says, welcome to the graveyard. That's right. Yeah, that's how much. Like I said, we had 1,000 health, and he was hitting me for 100 and from 70 to 140 every half second. So there was just, if I had a little bit more health, I could have gotten that health stone off and then gotten my drain soul off, but we were stunned the entire time. Yuri says, oh boy. Hey, now can you please send me a proof? Asman, we don't do the recruiter friend for me right now. You'll have to see if you can grab a real life friend and do that. Neil says, that wasn't even a fair fight. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could have done to survive that, but one, not knowing that there was a fear, and then two, not being able to get that Hellstone off in time. I had 2%, and I think I died at like a half second before the duration of that fear went off. Shoot. Yeah, I don't think there's too much I could have done other than that. Progressive says Voidwalker might have saved you. It may have. That's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe maybe next time we'll break out the Voidwalker a little more often. Alright. Well, you know how that goes. What we're going to do is, since we're only 30 minutes in, I'm not going to end the stream and then restart it. What I like to do is end the stream and then restart it and update the thumbnail. But I think this morning that's going to be a little bit of a time waster. So what we're going to do here is just spirit res. Let's see, yeah. And then we're going to fly back. And I'm going to send all my gold to the bank. And then we'll delete this character and start again. So that's what we'll do in the meantime. But this is a good chance for the rules. The first of which being there is no dying. So let's go ahead and put ourselves together here and fly back. So this is how it goes. Let's see. Voidwalker, yep, my stuff. Does Demo have a higher survival rate? Neil, that's what I'm trying to figure out, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. For me, I thought the capability of using Drain Soul was pretty strong. So, you know what? We just need a mailbox, so. Yeah, we had, let's see, we had all of 162 gold going for us, so. We'll go ahead and accept whatever amount of, look at that, we're about, alright, so with that, let me find the auction house. We had another 50 gold in the bank. So that's how it goes, guys. There's not much you can do but get back up and try it again. Let me see. So I'm going to send this to myself. Bank. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I have a bank. Let me send it to that one. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll send that and the 221. Alright, so with that, I think all the auctions on the auction house are pretty much canceled out, so we'll go ahead and leave it. Neil says, I used to like Affliction until 5 minutes ago. Let's see. Padawan. Welcome, Padawan. I think that's the first time I've seen your name. Maybe it's second, actually. Good morning. How are you doing? So we just died. For those who are new to the channel and just coming in, we just died. So what happens when you lose a character, unless of course you want to main it for something else, this is where it goes. So we're going to create a new one. You know what? I think I'm going to try a gnome. So let's do a Warlock gnome, customize, and that's good enough. Alright, so with that, shit, no, yep. So I'm part of the, what do you want to call it? I forget what Keithy has, dead crew or something like that. So we'll give the Warlock a shot. on the gnome side just because I think the intellect buff may help me. HF says, "Oh, do a druid." HF, so this is a fundraising event for Friends for Impact, and what we're doing is everyone's doing warlocks. So that's kind of how this month is going to go. Eventually, I'm going to do a horde druid, but as of now, we're doing all warlocks for the month of September. So let's go ahead and hopefully all my add-ons remember their place. They do. And John Moody. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and update this interface here, I believe. So you want to have auto loot, and then for the social, try to block everything possible. And then this is your key right here for update or having them track it on the WoW Challenges website. So only says, do you know the gnome zone? It's surprisingly nasty for a 1 to 5 zone. Not as much as I should, but to be honest, I kind of didn't want to go through the Qyune zone again, to be perfectly honest. So what I'll probably end up doing is heading toward Teldrassil. So that's, I'm gonna head toward there and see if we can work our way out of here. So we need to kill 6 of these guys. And then it just says, I'm guessing you're US? Yes, sir. I am North American servers. Wow, that's so we had 3 right off the bat, so that's going to be interesting. We'll see if I can do this only. There may be a level 6 rare in the cave on the surface. Alright, I'll give that a shot. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can make it back to the Night Elf area since I'm so familiar with that level of questing. I know in Teldrassil, the starting zone, that 1 to 5 quest area, you can't really do too much there unless you're a Night Elf. But for me, I think I can start in what's that first little town called? Alright, so let's go ahead and just kill 2 more of these guys. But yeah, in a nutshell, welcome to the Ironman challenge. Ghostly players, what did I miss? Ghostly, welcome to the stream. I just died actually. I died at level 27. It was kind of hard to avoid that just because of the stun of that rare. I'm gonna go ahead and loot these guys just for the off chance of them giving me a bag. Dolinar. Thank you, Jordan. Yes, Dolinar is where we're going to head as quickly as possible. Because I think that's going to help me with my playtime, just because I'll be more familiar with it. I'm going to see if I can sneak through here as much as possible. And, let's see here. Use the teleport beacon to teleport 6 virus to safety. Is that a quest item? Yes, it is. Okay. So we'll put that on the toolbar and try to figure out what do we need to teleport. These guys? Okay, let's try that. So it looks like there's... yeah, you're right. Only... It seems like this... All the other zones that I've tried so far, there's nothing that's aggressive until you may say level 3, 4, or 5. But gnomes have aggressive stuff right off the bat, so this is definitely a little bit of a change of pace. I'm gonna go ahead and escape artist. I guess we'll put that there. I don't see a tremendous use for it. Only says, oh yeah, there may be a rare mob. Yeah, what we'll do here is we'll probably end up getting up to level 3 or 4, making our way out of here. And I want to say we need to go in this direction, right? Yes. So I'm going to go up here. And only says, my first tunes ever was a gnome mage. She fell off the exit elevator and went splat. I should have used the teleporter. Alright, so with that, these guys are level 1. They're in combat, so I'm going to see if I can avoid them entirely. And then there's our elevator over there. So I'm going to risk it. I'm going to see if I can... Decimator, press decontamination. Started. Okay. Well, this is new to me. Zaku says good luck with this one. Thank you, Zaku. Appreciate that. Hopefully, hopefully we can make it to Teldrassil in one piece. We'll see how that goes. I just wish there was something I could have done differently to survive that rare. Alright, so with that, I'm going to jump up here. I'm pretty sure this is the way out, I think. Gary says, hey guys, good morning Gary, welcome back, how are you doing? We have, we've just died this morning, so I'm going to adjust, I think I'm in a safe spot, so let me make this more friendly looking. Knock out some technical stuff at the moment. So with that, we will make it just a little bit easier to read. There we go. And we will lock it back in place. Oh, and I have all that stuff in my way, so let me go ahead and take that down. Sorry about that. If I leave that up, let me know. But Tucker says, oh no, wait, Moody says, I got Lucid Nightmare mount yesterday. It sucked the life out of me. I heard that's pretty hard to do. Pretty time consuming anyway. I did see it. It's a pretty cool looking mount. I'll eventually get it, but I haven't even gotten the other one yet. So I'm just going to try to stay on the path as much as possible and work my way to Ironforge, and then I guess Stormwind, and then we'll head to Teldrassil. So here goes nothing. Long journey as a gnome. Excuse me. But that gives me a good chance to catch up with chat. And I will... the amount of XP you get for exploration at this level is pretty decent, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Zaku says, by the way, is there a way to prove the challenge completed without streaming? Yeah, Zaku, if you register your character on wowchallenges.com, they kind of keep track of your armory page, and that way they make sure I'm going in the right direction. They just kind of keep a track of your achievements, your statistics, and all that other stuff. So only says wowchallenges.com. Yep. And that's not aggressive, so we're safe there. When he says, oh no, I stepped away to smoke a cigarette and you died. Yeah, we did. We ran across the rare. I didn't even see the name, but it stunned us for 7 or 8 seconds, and feared us, you know, which is equivalent to a stun. So there was nothing I could do except for just sit there and take it. Someone said if I had the Voidwalker out, I might have been able to survive that. Oh, you guys are right. Heirloom mount. Thank you. Let's go ahead and do that. Good call, guys. It saved me quite a bit of time there. Alright, so with that, we'll take off here. But yeah, no, the rare got me pretty good. Like I said, I could have had the Voidwalker out, but that's just kind of having prior knowledge. Next time I go back there and the rare is up, we'll definitely switch to the Voidwalker. But yeah, that was a rough one. I'm not sure how I could have done that. Let's see, only says don't smoke. Smoking kills Iron Tunes. It does. Alright, so with that, we'll grab this flight path, and there's a rare over here, evidently, but just for the sake of saving time and getting back on the boat, we're going to make this as quickly as possible. And this, in theory, this flight path here should take me to Ironforge, and then from Ironforge we may We might need gold to be able to go to Stormwind. I'm not sure now. That's something I didn't even think about until just now. Alright, so let's see here. Can we go to Stormwind for free of charge? Negative. We cannot. Okay, so we need 15 silver to make it to Stormwind. Crap. Alright. Alright, you know what? Only says heirloom mounts are made. Yes, heirloom mounts are okay, Miss Kate, or Miss Cat. Good morning, by the way. Now says gnome, and this side is very fast leveling queue. You need to take the tram. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll I think the flight to Ironforge was free, so we'll take the tram. I think next time maybe I'll pick a human, because the human thing would have helped us there. Ironforge, there we go. Maybe maybe next time we'll have a human on the go and we'll try that again. Zaku says, any tips? I'm thinking about trying it myself. I just don't want to do it with the hunter. Any class I should avoid? Zaku, you're more than welcome to try leveling us with us. I say us. Let me go ahead and put that up. Myself and about 20 to 25 other people are doing the Warlock race for the month. So it's a fun class. I would recommend it. We just kind of got ourselves stuck in a bad position, so yeah, I would recommend a Warlock. And just, like I said, chime into Discord, let us know the realm and the name of your character. We'll kind of keep track of each other and go from there. Alright, so tram is this way. Off we go to Stormwind. Martin says, go to Ironforge, take the tram. Gotcha. So you guys saved me so much time. Jesus. Like I said, I think I learn something new every day. I have a gnome hunter, but you know, with heirlooms and everything like that, you level so fast that nothing really matters. But having that background knowledge of understanding what can kill you, what are dangerous quests, is really pretty essential when it comes to leveling in general. So I'm going to go back to an area that I know, which is the Night Elf starting zone, and we'll just kind of work our way through Teldrassil and knock out all the quests over there. Walkman says he returned. How you been, man? What level are you at? We are level 2 at the moment. I want to see if I can make it to this thing without... Perfect. We are level 2. We just died as of like maybe 10 minutes ago. So what we're trying to do now is head toward Teldrassil and see if we can get back on the boat here. And I think the gnomes have a little bit extra intellect, so they should be able to hit a little bit harder. I didn't really want to do the Worgen again because I picked Worgen the first time just because I thought I was going to go Destruction, so I wanted the crit, and then the Dark Flight would also kind of help me out. So I never even used Dark Flight either, so we're just going to try the gnome this time around. Pitbull says, guess you've been asked a couple times already, but what made you choose a lock instead of a druid? Sorry for the bad English. No problem, Pitbull. No, the reason for the lock is all throughout September we're going to be doing the Warlock race. So from September 1st to the 30th we're doing only Warlock stuff, and the exits over here. So everybody that's leveling a Warlock's kind of competing with each other in a sense of who has the lowest play time at level 60, as well as who's the highest level at the end of the month. So that's kind of why we're going to be doing the Warlock for the rest of the month. What will happen after that is I'll probably grab the Hunter and we'll pick back up where we left off. But yeah, that's kind of the reason in a nutshell, if that makes any sense. Alright, so with that, we're going to see if we can go, I guess, this way. This way might be easiest, I guess. Moody says, yep, it's so crazy back how in vanilla it took people a few months to hit level 60. Now you can get there, get to 110 in a couple of days. Yeah, there's been a couple people streaming on YouTube recently, trying to get to 110 in 24 hours, you know, in a 24-hour stream or playtime or whatever. So it's possible, but I don't know how much prep time is needed as far as like getting the flask or the potions or whatever else there is. But yeah, you can definitely do it in about 24 hours playtime and even less, to be honest. I wonder if I should have done a dwarf for the treasure hunting ability. It's okay. Next time, I didn't really have a secondary race to consider this time around, but next time we'll might do a dwarf just for the sake of having something different. Oh, forgot the mount again. Thank you, Progressive. You get in a habit. Normally my 1 to 20 leveling process, I don't do any sort of mount at all, just for the sake of immersion. But since it's a race, we're going to see if we can get there as quickly as possible. And I don't want to fall to my death here. Only says treasure hunting got removed a while. Did it really? Oh, that's disappointing. So the treasures don't pop up on the map for them anymore for any reason. Oh, that's sad. Oh my god, look, it's a gnome running. Yeah, it is. It's we'll see how he works out more so than the Warlock. I doubt we'll be able to see the difference between 1 and 2%, but let's see. This ship's not here quite yet, but we'll see. I didn't really care for the Qyune leveling series all too much, so this is going to put me back to what I'm familiar with more quickly. Let's see, only says treasure hunting got removed a while ago. And Zaku says, by the way, is there a challenge for doubles? I kind of feel like doing it on my own will be boring. Zaku, that's kind of why they allow you to join a guild. But the only thing, when it comes to a guild, the advantage is that your Hearthstone is changed from, say, what do you want to call it? 30 minute cooldown to a 15-minute cooldown. And then the benefit, but you can't use it, is for guild repairs. That is part of the rules. Don't use the guild repairs for any reason to repair your gear. Everything kind of has to be done on your main. But as far as leveling or grouping up with anyone, for official Ironman, that is not allowed whatsoever. You can't even do any dungeons or battlegrounds. Can't even do any pet battles. So it's really a solo challenge, and being in a guild kind of alleviates that a little bit. But I think for a lot of people, kind of being in this race brings a social aspect to that, and that will be pretty easy to take care of right there. And let's see, CJ. I can't tell if that's part of CJ's name or is that just the spam there. And either way, we'll do that for now. Only says no official challenge for doubles, but there's nothing stopping you from making your own challenge. Yeah, pretty much. I've seen a couple people who've taken the no gear aspect of the Ironman challenge, and then they group together and do a all dungeons or something like that. So, like Only said, you can do your own challenge, but it's just not quote unquote official Ironman material. Jacob says, just tuned in. What happened to your Worgen? You missed it by about 15 minutes. We got caught by a rare that Lowell says, did I miss a death? Yep. We tried to hit a rare, and it feared us for 7 or 8 seconds. And during those 7 or 8 seconds, it just sat there and hit us for probably 15% of our health. So right when there was about half second left, I was trying to spam my Hearthstone, but just it didn't make it in time. He killed me right about a half second before the fear expired. That says, I always liked gnomes. My first character was a gnome. Just too cute. I've never played a gnome until Legion, and when I made the gnome hunter. So Pitbull says, what about grinding? Is grinding against... Nope. Pretty much essentially grinding and quest and leveling through quests are about the only ways you can level to 110 in the Ironman challenge. So you can grind if you want to, and in fact that's part of the Bloodthirsty challenge, is if you do less than 210 quests, you can earn your Bloodthirsty achievement as well. So we have made it to Teldrassil and off to Dolinar. I might sneak in Shadowgun and just see if there is a quest available, but I doubt it. Excuse me. So we'll just go from there. Whoop, I think I can fly there for free, I believe. Let me double check. I can. Nice. Oh, it says grinding kills is allowed. There's even a Bloodthirsty challenge, which is 99% grinding, which is true. I'm actually working on a Bloodthirsty Ironman. So for the Ironman, you can have green gear. I think, did I say that right? For Bloodthirsty, you can have green gear. For the Ironman, you can only have white gear. So what I've done is combine the two, and I'm doing a Bloodthirsty Ironman, which is on Moonguard. So what we'll end up doing is, eventually when I get the time and the amount of playtime available, I'll end up putting up a condensed video, and then we'll do that maybe once a week or something like that. But that's one of those in the future kind of things. Pitbull says, got a gnome hunter too, named malicious. Nice, very nice, Pitbull. Evan says, I got a gnome hunter named Money Shot. There you go. Very nice. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this quest, but I'm also just gonna... I don't think I can have any quests in Shadowgun. I may be wrong, but at this point in time, it doesn't hurt to look. So while I'm writing, I'm gonna go ahead and put up all my other mounts. You can have any mount that you have in your repertoire of mounts. So that being said, I'm trying to find the Water Strider, and then maybe a flying mount, and then my repair mount, which is the... I'll do that. That'll work. Oh yeah, we need the... Oops. We'll break out the little companion here in a minute. Taking care of all the important stuff first, right? You gotta have all your fleet of pets with you. Guess it's I think it's my hunter kind of bleeding over. Let's see. So pet, we're gonna do the Void Walker again, just because I should have had him last time. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we are not eligible for that quest. The next quest that we would have gotten here is kind of tucked away over here. But I'm not... Oh, yep. Alright, we are eligible. Perfect. Alright, so this is where we start, guys. Round 2. Here we go. Quest number 1, kill the Night Sabers. So I think in doing this, we spent probably about 15-20 minutes in travel time. Maybe not. But it's ultimately going to probably save me an hour at least, just because I don't have to suffer through a bunch of quests that I'm not familiar with and then potentially accidentally kill myself. So the Warlock definitely hits a lot softer than the Hunter does, that's for sure. Says, oh yeah, Mil2K says, don't forget to change your Hearthstone queue. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll do that here in a second. That's a very good point, actually. And thank you for that, Mil. I've actually done that on accident once before. Made it to Stone Talon Mountains and then Hearth somewhere in the questing experience and ended up back in Darkshore. So I think what we'll do is we'll bind our Hearthstone to Dolinar and go from there. Let's see. Deathax says, what is this challenge? Deathax, welcome to the stream, by the way. Let me go ahead and put up the rules. As of about 15 minutes ago I died. So number one rule for the challenge is not to die. So we deleted that character at the tender level of 27. But to kind of go with it, you have to level from 1 to 110 without dying, and do so only using white and gray quality gear, all on your own. And so that includes no dungeons, no pet battles, no let's see, no battlegrounds, all that. So let's go ahead and kill this guy real quick. Let's see, no potions, no flasks, no elixirs. Now as a warlock we can use a healthstone because that's part of our ability, but for any other class they cannot use a healthstone. And then what else do we have here? No XP boosting activities such as your recruiter friend or your monk racial, your XP potions. So it's just a bare bones leveling from 1 to 110 through only questing and or grinding, by the way. I'll put that back down. If you're interested, or if anyone's interested, by the way, feel free to join us in the Ironman race. The Discord's in the description, as well as the links to everyone else who's streaming it, as well as the Warcraft Ironman Challenge website. So all that information is in the description if you want. Actually says, did your war gonna die? It did. Died at level 27. We were almost at 28 too. I think if we had killed that rare, we might have dinged to 28, but there's not much we could do with an 8-second stun, 7-second stun. Alright, so we need one more of these, and then we'll grab all the bags here. Jack, thank you for the subscription, and welcome to the stream. As always, guys, thank you for the early wave of subscriptions and likes on the video. Let's see, Shek says, new subscriber. Thank you, Shek. How are you doing? Good morning, by the way. This is something we do every morning from 6 to 9. Some days we do an extended stream, but it's pretty much every morning we do the Ironman challenge. And this month we are doing the Ironman race, where me, a couple other streamers, and really anyone, you don't have to stream to be a part of it, by the way, kind of go through and see how far we can get. There's two legs of the race. One's your lowest playtime, level 60, and then the other one is the highest level standing at the end of the month. And yeah, the race ends on September 30th. And Conspiracy says, good morning, Qyune. Good morning, Conspiracy. Welcome back. How are you doing? We're doing okay. We did die, so we're doing okay. We'll summarize it as that. Let's see, we have gloves. I'll just go ahead and equip these just so we have at least more bag space available. But I'm kind of glad they made the quest available at the early levels from whatever zone you want to come from. So that's kind of nice. I think previously, if you were not a night elf, you couldn't do anything in Shadow Glen, but it looks like they've changed that for some reason. Teresa says, doing good, you. Like I said, not too bad. We got stunned for a long time, so we did. It's down there. If you just push it. So with that, I'll go ahead and slip through here, grab these 6 more flowers. What you looking for? Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and grab these last 3, and then we'll turn this quest in. I think at that point it has us go into the cave here, which is, for us, this cave isn't too bad. It's just more or less, it's pretty open, but a lot of your caves, generally speaking, are pretty dangerous, especially for your caster. And it seems more so for the Warlock than the Hunter, just because the Hunter has a significant DPS burst that the Warlock just doesn't have. Chris says, more on Lowe's and Conspiracy. Conspiracy said, did you like Argus? I did. We had a lot of fun. Argus, I need to get quite a few more of the Veiled Argonite. I think that's a new currency, the Veiled Argonite. because my relics are really low. My item level for the DK's not too bad. It's probably 910-ish, but my relics are like 890 and 900. So I think having those 910 relics are going to be a pretty significant DPS boost. Let's go ahead and turn this in and kill the spiders here. What you looking for? What's that? Behind me? I'll grab it. Yeah. Sorry guys, 1 second. We are looking for a missing laptop. So, excuse me, 1 second. Sorry about that. Alright, sorry about that. Kind of broke the golden rule with the Ironman challenge. You don't want to leave your character alone too much, if at all, but I had to find a laptop there real quick. Alright, so with that, we're going to grind and kill 12 of these guys, and I'll catch back up. Chat says, Progress says, we'll level more when I get off work. Very nice. Yep, it looks like we're starting from ground zero myself, so... And I think only is, are you still level 55 only, or did you get up a little bit higher? Because you have been flying through this. I'm still kind of stunned that we died due to a rare. That was not expected whatsoever. Iku says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Iku. How are you doing? Welcome back, by the way. Progress says, I work every weekend, 12 hours a day, third shift. Oh, wow. I didn't remember it was 12 hours. That's right. And on the weekend. Alright, so with that, try to loot this without this guy getting in our way. And then we'll kill these spiders. Generally speaking, there's more than enough spiders in this cave, so we're just going to try to get to the main guy as quickly as possible. Hopefully, I'll get an imp here pretty soon. And this guy stands on all the mobs I kill, I think. Logan says, hey man, how's it going? Wish I had my computer. I'd love to do it with you. Nowadays, no one wants to play from level 1. Yeah, it's too bad because, to be honest, the Ironman challenge in and of itself just brings so much more life to the questing experience. It's, I don't know, I've always kind of enjoyed the leveling, but I've definitely enjoyed it more when it took longer to do so. But that being said, me and the girlfriend did a recruiter friend just to kind of give that a shot and trial it out and get her a mount, and that has been a ton of fun. We've leveled 2 characters almost to 60. One set is almost 80, and then the other set is almost 60, I believe. So it's been a lot of fun. If you can do the recruiter friend, you have someone that would be willing to do it with you, that is a lot of fun. So that's definitely out there if you're looking to speed level. But going back to the Ironman challenge, the reason it's so much more fun is it just changes the dynamic of questing so much when you're not allowed to die a single time. And then the fact when you have gear as bad as it is, that that kind of makes the combat a lot more longer, and you're not one-shotting everything. It just makes it a lot more engaging and fun. So we've been doing the Ironman challenge. If you're new to the channel, we've been doing it for about 2 months now. I started channel streaming at the beginning of July, and we've pretty much done it more or less every day. I think we have, what, 60 something episodes of the Ironman challenge. Alright, so we've killed well more than enough. Go ahead and accept this and grab that as well. And I'll catch back. Minch says, hi. What's going on, Minch? Welcome back. Long time no see. How's the hunter going? The I think you were what, 25 Saturday, if I remember right? Iku says, I made an Ironman Warlock too, named is Aku Realm Argent Dawn. Alright, so let me write that down here in a second, because I have the memory of a goldfish here. So Iku. And I will let Qyune know as well. Well, I like the name. Aku. If anyone else wants to join, you are more than willing to do so. As you saw, we died today, so the leaderboard's going to be continuously changing quite a bit. So Warlock, Ironman. So there we go. Thank you, Iku. Welcome to the race, by the way. Leonardo says, hello, where can I check the frequently asked questions about the challenge? So Leonardo, welcome to the stream. There's a brief little summary there. The Ironman rules are on your right and the challengers are on your left for the race this month. But if you want more details, wowchallenges.com is linked in the description. And if you'd want to, if you want to be a part of the race for September, you're more than welcome to join us. But in short, the Ironman challenge is leveling from 1 to 110, only using white and gray quality gear. So there is that, and it's tough. It's still the toughest challenge in the game. Out of the tens of thousands of attempts, there's only been 21 people. I think we just had a warrior make it to 110. So I think there's 21 people who've made it to 110 so far. Nicholas says, hey Qyune, what's going on, Nicholas? Good morning. The beast says, if you're a human, a horse is your standing mount when you do get the other one. And Logan says, I'm new to the channel, but I'm looking forward to seeing you progress through the Ironman challenge. Thank you, Logan. I appreciate that. But yeah, if you guys are interested in kind of tracking with the group or staying all together, let me know, and I'll add your name to the roster there. Also, if you do stream, if you happen to stream, let me know that as well, and I will include that information in the description. Everyone who streams, oh, nice. I have a warrior here, killing everything. Alright, so we'll turn that in, and there we go. We're back here. But yeah, as far as going back to the streaming thing, if you do stream, whether it's Twitch or YouTube, I will include that in the description, so feel free to let me know about that. And let's go ahead and turn this in. We are now level 5. So we are back in business. And then we'll summon Sam back. And I think we need to go up top this tree. No, we need to go fill the vial. There we go. And the beast says, what is your question? The beast, I think I missed it. Nicholas says, what happened to your hunter, by the way? So Nicholas, during September, the hunter's going to take a break. We'll come back to it in October. But for September, we're just doing the Warlock race to raise awareness for Friends for Impact. And they do research on brain tumors that occur in children. So with that, that's kind of what the month of September is for us. So the more people involved, the more awareness they get, and honestly, just the more fun it is to see how challenging this challenge is. It's like I said, I have tracked 19 people, but I think we have maybe 5 or 6 unofficially. They don't have their characters listed just yet, so it's gaining popularity pretty quick, and so that's been kind of nice to see that. Let's see. Min says, back to level 24 today. I'm becoming extra careful now. Yeah, Minch, it's surprising how the Ironman has a good chance of, a good way of slowing you down and making you reconsider all the options you have or don't have when it comes to a quest. So, like I said, it's a different mindset, and that's what makes it a lot of fun. Leonardo says, I do not understand why talents are not allowed. Previously, Leonardo, it's no specs were allowed, but with Legion, once you level to level 10, you're automatically given a spec. So kind of to keep the spirit of the Ironman challenge, they said, well, since you have a spec, you're not going to be allowed any talent. So that hurts more some classes or some specs more than others. I mean, it's not equal across the board, but that's kind of the line of reason behind it. Leonardo says, is the Ironman in a single segment? No, Leonardo. So to kind of give you a time scale, my general play time to level 60 is about 24 hours. I think the record is 16 or something, but and it would be faster if I remember to get on my mountain and run, but no, not at all. It's I want to say to get to 110 is probably going to be on the neighborhood of 7 days of play time, to give you any sort of perspective of how long it'd take. Shrek says, do you take donation? No, the website's directly linked in the description, so there's no funds that go through me or whatever. That's all done directly, if that makes any sense. Oh, thank you for the, we'll say anonymous, thank you for the subscription, and welcome to the stream. Good morning, by the way. Thank you guys for the subscriptions and likes this morning. I do appreciate that greatly. Progressive says, if you want to donate, the link is in the description. Yes. And it says, look at my previous comment, back to 24. Yeah, man, I think I saw that. I said, the Ironman challenge has a way of making you reassess quests a little bit more carefully. Logan says, your organ died. It did, Logan. We died at level 27. We got stunned by a rare mob for all of about, I think it was a 7 or 8 second fear, and it just beat on us the entire time we were feared. So that being said, I should have made a human and instead of a elf, or sorry, a gnome, but doesn't matter. Here we are. So with that, let's see. I think what we'll do is what we normally do here is go into that cave and kill the rare if we can. Like I said, the hunter has a lot better explosive DPS than the warlock does, but as it stands right now, we need a bag, so we're going to go in that cave and see if we can get it. That's a good thing about killing rares very early on, is that they drop little 6-slot bags, and it just kind of helps you a lot more in the fact that you don't have to sell stuff and drop items every, 10 or 15 minutes. Only says the original Ironman challenge was during Cataclysm, and talent points, talents didn't exist yet. Glyphs and specs were forbidden. So yeah, like I said, Leonardo, the idea behind that is that just kind of carries the idea of making this challenge as difficult as possible. Now, could they make it more difficult and not have mount training and say use of a hearthstone? Sure, but I think what would happen is that you would have limited to no access to certain zones. So just to make it more manageable, they've allowed that. So all mounts are allowed, by the way, even your heirloom mount that you get for having 35, I think, heirloom pieces. So the one before that mentions the previous comment before that says I lost another 20 due to the confidence and familiarity with the area. Man, yeah, it sounds like you have a little bit of my luck there, Minge. I think, like I said, we died at level 27 again today, so that's alright. It's all part of the Ironman challenge, right? We'll get there. At least having that, hunter experience up to say 85 the first time, and then the subsequent hunters. I'm familiar with the area, so we can go through here a lot quicker than we normally would. But let's see if there's any gear I can equip. I can put on that. We have robes there. I think that's about it. Adam Page says, I think I'm obsessed with your UI. Well, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. The UI comes from Bartender, Z-Pro, and Sexy Maps. And then the overlay that ties with it comes from just me goofing around with GIMP 2.0. So these guys hit for about 4%, so it's not too bad. If I can tag them, there we go. But I appreciate that, Adam. Thank you, sir. It took me a little while to get it, but starting to get more and more familiar with GIMP. Leonardo says, if I learned the routes for 78 to 88 better, I would participate. Yeah, like I said, you're more than welcome to at any time. We're doing this all month, so there's no... if you join, say, September 10th or something like that, I don't really feel like you're at a disadvantage. Maybe the last week of December, people might be at a more so of a disadvantage than those who started early on, but as you saw, we did a 3-hour stream with... We did a 3-hour and 7-hour stream, I think, with the other Warlock, and just died, so look at that. We have one hitting us right there. Like I said, he only hits us for about 4%, so, but the fact that there's 2 of them makes it just a little bit more of a pain. So try to blow him up. And with that, well, we'll just let that one tick. There we go. Alright, so with that, I think what I'll do here is in this cave or opening in this area, usually there's a rare sitting there along with 2 or 3 other spawns. So what I'll probably try to do is pull them by applying a dot to one of them. So, oh, that guy's dead. So it wasn't even worth coming in here. Alright. No problem. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of the price we pay for being on Moonguard. Since it's a more popular realm, it's a little bit more difficult to hit the rares than you normally would, so that's no big deal. We tried. Plus, at this level, the XP you generate from killing mobs is pretty decent. Let's go ahead and put that up there. It's pretty decent, so going out of your way to kill stuff isn't really a disadvantage in any sort of way. Let's see. Leonardo says, is Bubble Stone allowed for paladins? Let me see. Oh, you mean like a Bubble Hearth? Is that what you're talking about, Leonardo? Anything that your class can do, as far as a skill set, you're allowed. I think the only catch to that is that the Warlocks, even though they have Soul Stone, it's not really going to benefit them at all. Just because a death is still a death. So, with that, let's go ahead and save our Hearthstone here. That way we don't end up back in Eastern Kingdoms. So we'll use the food, and then we'll sell it all pretty much. Alright, there we go. And then we'll grab this quest as well. But yeah, it looks like someone's already here and they've killed the rare, so we're not going to spend too much time worrying about that. Alright, so with that, we'll put the quest item there and sell that. And turn in this quest as well. Neil says, what add-on do you use for the rares queue? I use NPC scan as well as NPC overlay. And that kind of gives you a general idea of where those actually are. And for me, it gives a highlight of when you see it or when you come across it, but I almost don't like that because it makes me nervous, because you get that red screen the same way you do if your health gets low. Don says, what realm are you on? I want to start a new character and level without streaming. Don, if you want to level, you're more welcome to join me on Khadgar. That's where I kind of do my main and whatnot there. Good morning, by the way. Now it says, I play on Seathun. Nice. Are you, oh, level 6. Are you EU or North America? Nicholas says, I'm going to have to leave again. The girlfriend wants some attention. Alright, Nicholas. You have a good rest of the day. We'll be here. We'll be here for a good hour and a half at least. Neil says, alright, thanks. Not a problem. And let's see. We need fangs from the sabers still, I believe. Yeah, and we also have to kill the owls. Only says, Bubble Hearth is allowed during Warlord's quests for Forbidden. and you need the glyph to bubble hearth, but that ability is allowed now. Qyune is EU. Okay. Yeah, for those who are not aware, you can do this challenge, the Warlock Ironman race, on either EU, North America, Oceanic, whatever server you're on. There's no limit when it comes to that. So go ahead and use this here. Like I said, YouTube, maybe I'll be back before then. All right, Nicholas, I'll see you if you go on your when you come back here. So let's go ahead and light this guy up. Knight says, sorry, newbie here. What is the Ironman challenge? Simply explain. You looked in the description but didn't see anything. Oh, all right. So there's a link to it, but I'll put up a the overlay here. Essentially, Ironman challenge is leveling from 1 to 110, only using white and gray quality gear. And it's pretty much only done so by questing and grinding mobs, which is done completely by yourself. You can't group up with anyone as far as dungeons. Can't even do dungeons on your own. We'll kill that rare if we can. And just blow this guy up real quick. So hopefully this guy doesn't kill us as well. We've already had bad luck with one rare today. But no, going back to Ironman challenge, it's pretty much just a solo challenge to see if you can get to 110 using the worst gear in the game. Let's see. And Knight says, "Up, found it. Thank you. No problem." And the guys on the left-hand side of the screen are everyone that's participating in the Warlock race this month, all throughout the month of September. So we need to work our way up here, I believe. Let's see. Conspiracy said back watching the video for the Lucid Nightmare mount. Yeah, like I said, I saw the mount the other day, and it's nice. It evidently takes a lot of work to get it, but it's nice. All right, Don, I see your message there. So Walkman says, "Hey man, what are you going to talk about? Argus and Illidan. We can bring that up today. I was going to see if anybody was going to bring that up, but yep, I'm kind of a fan of Illidan now. So just as a heads up, we gave everybody kind of a chance to, what do you want to call it, experience Argus over the weekend. So if we do start talking about Illidan, there might be some spoilers involved. So just as a heads up. I said Shaman Druids would be interesting class for this. Yeah, I want to try a Druid after we've leveled with the, after we've made it to 110 with a Hunter. We're going to try the Druid. So that is in the works, and it's definitely planned material, planned content here pretty soon. Hopefully sooner than later, right? Knight says, "Oh my god, that's intense." It is, but it, believe it or not, Knight, it's a lot of fun. Like I've said before, it just changes the questing dynamic so much that it makes it just a little bit more engaging and interactive. So it looks like we have another warrior here. Oh no, same warrior. He's already level 6. One-shotting things, very nice. Guys on a mission. Oh. There we go. So we have that, and we're going to make our way in this direction here. So just notice you have dungeon spell wrong in the rules. Oh, do I really? Okay. Thank you for that. I will try to fix that today. Let me write that down. Misspellings actually drive me insane, so. Dungeon misspelled in rules. Thank you for that. Alright, so with that, off we go to see if we can find a rare. Maybe get a bigger bag. Let's see. Let me catch back up here. Purple Chins. What you doing? What are you doing? Were you in Iron for a second ago? So we are leveling in this area, Purple Chin, just because I'm more familiar with it. So that's kind of why we've moved to this location. Oops. Let's go ahead and kill that. So I think it's just going to give me a better chance at survival. Right, so with that, we don't need any more of the owls here, so we're gonna make our way on this side of the map. So it says it's not a real Ironman unless it's on PvP. I don't know. So I think there's only been 21 players that made it to 110 so far. I think when I started streaming the Ironman, there was either 17 or 18, and now there's 21. So, and none of those are on PvP. So once they make it there, we'll see it. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and what we're going to do is we'll try to knock out the 2 rares we normally do, and then we'll go ahead and turn all these quests, making sure that our Hearthstone takes us to the right place there. Let's see. Don says, I'm on Keithy's Discord. Alright, I think that's where most of, if you guys are interested in doing the Warcraft challenge, we are using Keithy's Discord since he's kind of leading the event. I'm just supporting. But if you're interested in joining us, that's kind of where we have all of our central information and whatnot if you're interested in that. So let's see. And conspiracies. Yeah, I don't have a Discord. I think for now, it's going to make things a lot simpler if we keep it all in one Discord. So we're going to use Keithy's. Like I said, since he's heading up the event, I think it's best to use his and just keep it more effective and more efficient that way. Andrana, welcome to the stream, and thank you for the subscription. Good morning, by the way. How are you doing? We have already died once this morning, so this is just to catch back up and hopefully get to level, I don't know, 10 or so by the end of it. Maybe 13. I was doing a quick, Purple Chin says I was doing a quick lower Kara, and Kara posted before I did it. The group held up in a drop group and tried to mount first time on DK. Nice. That's I don't think I've gotten the mount from there just yet. I farmed the old one. I did get the old one, but I haven't got the new one just yet. Leonardo says our artifacts are now no sir. They allow you to equip it just for the sake of completing the order class all order quests, that series of quests now. But honestly speaking, it's not worth getting it. The solo instance to get it just is that difficult. But even if you did get it, you wouldn't be able to use it except for that one moment, and then you'd have to put on a whited gray gear, and at that point, you know, players who have gotten or acquired the artifact, is just a high risk, low reward kind of thing. And only says 22 completions now. Really? Okay. So we had a warrior and a mage this week. So we're down, or we're up to 22 people who've made it to 110. But there you go, guys. Walkman says, yep, I'm a fan of Illidan now too, especially seeing Illidan's cutscene clip. Yeah, like I said, yeah, I am too. Just the fact of seeing his personality, the character that they've given him, and the personality type, I think makes me want to reroll to a Demon Hunter a little bit. Alright, so we're going to see if we can kill this cat back here. He has a pretty wide patrol path, so there is a possibility that we won't see him. And like I said, since it's on a rather populated realm, there's even a further possibility that we won't see him. So if not, it's not a big deal. If so, it's cool too. There he is. So we'll see if we can catch back up with him. I think he's heading this way. And only also says, yep, white and gray gear only. So yeah, I want to see if I can tag him real quick. Nice thing about a Warlock is they do have an instant spell, so the bad thing is that it's a little bit slower DPS. Because we probably, if we were a hunter, we probably would have killed him before he made it to us almost. So it's just a little bit more intense on that level. Alright, so with that, we have one more rare we want to kind of work our way to. But first we want to clear these guys out so they don't sneak up behind us. Trey says, Conspiracy, what chat? I think Conspiracy was talking about the Keithy's Discord. So I'm gonna get my bags in order here in a second, but I'm just gonna grind my way to the next rare. Since we've been here so many times, I kind of have this place built off a little bit of a memory. But we're getting there. Yeah, only, you know, I'm really disappointed that the dwarves no longer have the, what do you want to call it, the treasure hunting ability. I was really hoping they had it. I was almost considering re-rolling just for that by itself, but I guess that's not going to be the case for us. That's too bad. Treasures, if you guys can come across a treasure, I would say it's worth grinding the mobs, or, you know, killing whatever army of critters are nearby, just because it does give you the equivalent of, or sometimes more than, a quest experience, or the experience you would generate from a quest. And then you also sometimes, I'd say most of the time, if not all, get a blue BOE, and it's just really worth grinding your way to get it if you can. I'm going to, we have a slot for one more bag, so you know what I'm thinking? I think this cave where we have to go into is going to be a little bit tough for the Warlock. I didn't even think about that until now. We'll see. We'll see. That cave has a lot of corners, a lot of mobs and whatnot, so it could be fairly dangerous for us. Alright, so with that... But yeah, no, Walkman, actually, let's go back to what you were saying. Going back to Illidan and the cutscene, it's kind of hard to side with the light after seeing what Zara, we'll say Zara, you know, try to force what she thought was right on him. So like I said, I'm kind of a fan of Illidan's mentality that if you're taking the freedom and choice from the person, it's kind of the same thing whether or not you're seen as being good or bad. Kind of makes you a bad, in my opinion. There is a quest item over here. There's like a tree of some sort that we have to pick up a quest from, and I think it's over here. We're gonna have to grind our way back through this area anyway, but I think it's in this direction. Says, like, kind of mad. I mean, a paladin. Yep. Sam says Illidan did the right thing. I think so too. Like I said, when you kind of force someone, whether no one really, I won't say no one. A lot of people don't force people to do something that they know is bad. You know, 9 times out of 10, your average person. But you know, if you force someone to do something, I think that is kind of the wrong thing to do. So I'm gonna have to side with Illidan on this one. You know, it says the actual fuck. There's a quest limit. Yeah, Leonardo. For some odd reason, I don't understand that either. On my DK, I have nothing but Legion quests, and there was a couple instances yesterday where, when we were questing throughout Argus, I couldn't accept the next quest because we had that limit. So I don't know if that's like the bag in the sense that it's kind of hardwired in, or, you know, quote unquote hardwired in. But yeah, I do wish that they would update that. I don't think 25 quests is a tolerable number. You know, it just doesn't make sense. Samuel says, I like that Illidan goes and does what is right. Let me grab this real quick. Okay, we'll head back this way. But in his own way, and doesn't depend on a higher power to do it for him. Yeah, pretty much. You know, like I said, you kind of have to consider everyone, you know, and kind of fix your own problems sometimes. So yeah, like I said, I do like Illidan's mentality and how he went about correcting the situation there. Iku says, I think that Illidan did it like a man, doing what is right to do. Exactly. That's it's kind of my opinion with that as well. Just kind of not being pushed around, not being allowed to be pushed around, should I say. Alright, so with that, we have, let's see, we have life tap. I'm going to keep it here just because I don't see a real chance that I'm going to use life tap. Just because the Ironman challenge, my health is going to be so low anyway, so we'll avoid that. Leonardo says, Illidan just doesn't want to trade power for freedom again. He learned from his mistake. Exactly. And, yeah, like I said, I think it's one of those conceptual things. You know, you can relate that to a lot of different ideologies, but you know, just being able to go at it and try to save himself, I like that. So we'll see how long that they keep Illidan around. I think people got a little tired of Thrall toward the end, so hopefully they can keep Illidan's character such that people don't really burn out on him too much. Samus says, I've seen some reaction videos and quite a bit of people don't like what Illidan did. Yeah, to be honest, I was kind of surprised. But I think at the end of the day it just kind of comes to that ideology mindset. So for me, I like him. It did kind of make me want to reroll a Demon Hunter for a little bit. Alright, so with that, I am saving my Hearthstone for when we go into that cave. I'm going to just hearth my way out rather than try to fight my way out, because what's inevitably going to happen when we're in that cave is mobs are going to sneak up behind us and respawn and whatnot. So rather than having to backtrack 3 or 4 times, I think it's best that, let me try again, backtrack 3 or 4 times and then have to fight our own respawns. I think it's best that we just kind of save the hearth for that moment. Welcome says, I agreed to cure him of being a demon hunter against his will would be a similar fate to what the Legion would do. Yeah, and that's kind of my thoughts. Like, you know, even if you, whether or not you think it's right or you think it's wrong, if you're still forcing someone to taking their freedom of choice away or forcing them to do what they don't want to do, or the way, you know, to solve a certain problem, I just don't consider that the right way to do things. I think try to prioritize people's freedoms as much as possible here. Alright, so let's just go ahead and vendor everything. Oh, let's be careful. Let's see. Let me go turn in this quest real quick, because I don't want to accidentally vendor the quest items here and then turn around and have to kill more mobs to get those quest items back. So let's go turn that quest in first. Leonardo says, oh, Samus says that Walkman, he bears the scars of what he did and has to live with the consequences of it. And then Leonardo says, it is different what Silvera's promised to Qyune, different from what was Xera's promised to Illidan. Oh, is it different? To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I think there's some differences involved, but the idea is still the same, where you're taking the freedom of people's choice and applying it to taking people's choice and applying force to make them do what they don't want to do, if that makes any sense. So whether that comes across as agreeing with that path or not, I think it's just important to retain people's freedom more than anything else. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and turn this in real quick. We did get our 5th bag from this guy, so that's nice. Oh, you know, let's go back. What happens is when we turn in this quest in Dolinar, another quest will pop up where we weren't supposed to help the demon. He kind of tricked us into killing these animals and grabbing their various body parts. So after this, the quest should pop up where we have to go find 3 different acorns and then gather those and then apply it to him or poison him. He turns into a frog and then we kill him later in Darkshore. So since he is a demon, it would be kind of cool to see him again. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and kill this guy over here. I am going to go take a quick look in this cave one more time. These early rares like this, they have a really quick respawn timer, anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes. So like I said, generally speaking, from 1 to 20, it is worth going out of your way to kill the rares. If not for the XP, then for the BOE that drops, you can get gold from that and use that gold then to purchase a shirt, tabard, bags. But once you get to say level 20, and I say 20 to 30, it's not as advantageous because the XP starts to drop off, and then probably by level 40 it's best just to kind of kill them as you see them. And it looks like we're coming behind someone, so I'll just take a look on the off chance someone missed them. Oh, they did. Nice. So we'll go dot them up real quick. It says Xerix could have handled that better, especially knowing Ilian's past. She could have explained that. Yes, and that's the thing is, you know, there's multiple ways of going about getting what you want and how you want it, but I think the worst way of going about it is forcing someone against their will to do what you want, because even if, you know, the viewpoint of whether or not it's good is a viewpoint, and it's subject to change as well as subject to perspective. So you know, what one person views as a good way of doing things, another may view as bad. But if it's forcibly used on someone, I think it's a bad practice in general. We just kind of, oops, let's go ahead and kill that. So these are the acorns that we need to pick up, so it's actually a good thing we came back here. Samuel says, instead of forcing it on him and not giving him a choice. Exactly. I think that's the key element, is giving people the choice. Samuel, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the channel, by the way. This is pretty much, for those who are new to the channel, this is a all Warcraft channel. For the past 60 days or so, we've done nothing but Ironman challenges. In the future, we'll start doing more content, but we'll change it more so in the afternoon. I kind of want to keep, oh, look at that, we could have been writing. I do want to keep the morning content to stick with the Ironman challenge, just because I think a lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people don't know about it, so just in an effort to not necessarily bring more awareness to it, but just kind of advertise a different style of play. One of the questions I do get from time to time is, what's the reward for doing the Ironman challenge and succeeding in it? And honestly, it's nothing more than bragging rights. It's just doing it for the sake of challenging yourself and experiencing the game as close to as possible as to what it used to be. You're still not going to be anywhere near the grindiness or difficulty level, but I think it does provide some level of similarity, especially in the fact that if you die once, you have to completely start over. So I don't know, I enjoyed it. I played 7.3 yesterday, and I actually enjoyed that quite a bit, but like I said, I don't want to go back and forth between content and then make it inconsistent. So mornings is going to be our Ironman challenge. Afternoon we'll probably do our in-game content at one point, but we'll do that once I have a more solid schedule. I just don't want to make things as inconsistent, if that makes any sense. Alright, so with that, so we need to kill how many of these things? 7 of the mystics and one named mob. But yeah, the fact that the damage is so much lower than the hunters, it makes this a little bit more surprising. And I don't know if it's technically lower or if the burst isn't there. You know, if you put 2 on a training dummy, would they have comparable DPS? I'm not sure. I'd have to play with that and figure it out. But there's definitely a difference in how fast that damage is applied, which I think is really key when it comes down to fighting these mobs like this. Let's see if we can stay as far back as possible here. But yeah, I'm hoping the cave coming up here in the next few minutes isn't going to kill us, because it does definitely put us at a disadvantage when it comes to killing mobs. Because the spells we have a 40-yard range, and when you're inside of a cave or ship or any other enclosure like that, it just makes it that much more dangerous for casters in general. I don't think we're going to get our Void Walker for quite some time, so there's also that to consider. Excuse me. Alright, so with that should be... Oop, let's get away from him. I'm going to go ahead and loot this real quick. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to learn First Aid or not. I don't know, I might skip it and use the linen for the sake of gold, just so I can get larger bags once again and go back to the Goblin Glider. But all my deaths pretty much haven't needed First Aid. First Aid just kind of makes the experience a little bit faster, so I haven't decided if it's really worth it to go and use my claws for First Aid. Patrick says, what killed your Worgen? A rare mob did, and it actually killed us by fearing us, and the duration of the fear lasted, I think... Oh, we're low on mana here. That's interesting. Alright, so we'll grab that. We're low on mana. Huh. Who knew? But yeah, the rare spawn feared us for like 7 or 8 seconds and just killed us the whole time. Jacob says you're playing different characters all the time. Yeah, I know, it's almost bad how often we die here, but such is the Ironman challenge, you know what I mean? Carlos Londa, welcome to the channel, and thank you for the subscription. Good morning, by the way. We are all of level 8 once again, so catching back up. I've joined about, man, I don't know, 8 to 10 people in the graveyard so far, and it's only day 4, so it's fun. It's all in fun though. So we'll go ahead and use that bag, and we're good to go. So like I said, we've been saving the oh, I can mount up. Nice. We've been saving the Hearthstone for when we go into this cave we're about to knock out. So that's what I'm working on right now. And if I had to guess, that warrior's probably gotten him way ahead of me and killed a lot of the rares, so I'm not going to focus too much on hunting those guys down. Carlos says, good morning. Good morning, Carlos. How are you doing? Like I said, welcome to the channel. And welcome to the Warlock Ironman challenge race. If I can speak. Alright, so for this, oh, we need falcons. Whoops. Let's go grab that real quick. I'm doing this out of order than I normally do it, so let me grab those falcons real quick. There's the third one we need. Alright, so it looks like for some odd reason my chat has changed color. It's black on black, so it's making stuff a little bit more difficult to see for some reason. That's odd. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. But people said, came back from watching the projection of the GIF. What I missed? Something here? Not too much. Like I said, we've just been leveling, and I'm trying to figure out why my chat has changed colors here. Because what it's done is made everything harder to read. That's odd. Yep, so let me see if I can... close this window out. Give me a second to work out the technical thing, because this is relatively important. I like to keep up with chat as much as possible. So I'm going to close that and then reopen it here. Pop out. Okay, so maybe it's just a bug. Should be good to go now. Sorry guys, technical issues here. Amateur hour. Alright, so... Oh, Patrick's saying, Jacob, he's playing Ironman challenge and you can't die. Well, yeah, Jacob, I think I missed what you were saying due to that bug. Oh, you're playing a different character, maybe you can ding. Oh man, for me to hit 110 today, I would have to cram about 7 hours of, or 7 days worth of playtime into one. I think, if I had to take a guess, it's probably going to take about 7 hours of playtime to get to 110 on the Ironman challenge, but that is level 9. And we'll go ahead and turn this guy into a frog real quick. Let's see. Patch says, so what's up with the question about dinging 110? It takes a lot more than 1 day. Yeah, like I said, 110 takes, I'm speculating 7 days. It took me 3.5 days to get to 85. And then I think Only said it takes about 5 days for him to get to 100. So I'm just kind of using that as a general basis for estimating there. If I had to take a guess, it's probably going to be a lot longer than that, but we'll see. Alright, so we've already killed the rare over there. Oh wait, I think we have now more quests to go into the cave and actually kill him this time. This time, I'm going to have to remember to use my quest item to kill the little demons, because for some odd reason I forget that every single time. But I would be really surprised if that rare is back up. Like I said, usually the spawn timer for it is in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 minutes, so we'll probably miss it on that one. But with that, we still have quite a bit of streaming to do, and we're almost level 10, so we'll get back up there. We'll catch up. Just might take a little bit longer than we were expecting. This box says, does a BOA mount count against the rules if you're not above 20? No sir, you can use any mount you like. So they have allowed that for Legion. And to be honest, I think a lot of what the allowances are that previously weren't allowed is that it would only punish the people who would follow those rules, if that makes any sense. Like for example, if it was against the rules and I'm streaming, you know, obviously I wouldn't do it, but if someone wasn't streaming, there's no way to know that they didn't use that mount, if that makes any sense. If I can, there we go. I'm gonna see if I can line of sight this guy, pull him away from everyone. There we go. We have 2 on me, so they'll probably get me down pretty low here. Patrick says, nope, there's no rule that you cannot use the chauffeur mount. Correct. You can use, you can even use the water strider mount. So if you have that, it is worth breaking it out and using it to run across the water surface. So, oh, use the seeds. Thank you, sir. Jesus, I even talked about it and I still didn't do it. All right, so with that, go ahead and trap this guy. And that one as well. I think we need to make our way to the other end of the cave. There we go. So we'll go through this direction. It's pretty much the easiest way to get to the other guy. What I'm afraid of is if I went the other direction, even though it's shorter, and I hit him and tagged him with spells and whatnot, what would probably happen is he would run around and then pull everything he ran nearby, pull everything he ran by, and use that on top of me. Patrick says, use the seed here, don't kill him. Alright, yep, like I said, I even said that, and I still did it wrong. Alright, so we have to stand on top of him. The floor will line of sight you, so, or it says the spell's not learned. Okay, there we go. It's a little buggy, but We got it. We're good. And now let's see. I think I might have missed someone's post here. Portix, he died on the Worgen. Oh, Portix. Gotcha. Yes, I did. There was a rare spawn that got us. So that's kind of why we're doing it this way again. The reason that I switched to gnome, I probably should have done human, but the reason I switched to gnome is just because I didn't really want to do the Qyune thing again. That was a little bit long, if that makes any sense. And CSV says you could have been an orc or troll. Now the reason I didn't switch factions is because that I'm familiar more so with the alliance side of questing, if that makes any sense. So if I went horde, then I would have to kind of experience and go through. I do have the spreadsheet of dangerous quests, but I'd have to experience and go through all those dangers once again, and kind of learn the hard way and keep dying. Because I honestly, I think the horde side might be a little bit tougher when it comes to being one-shotted by quest mobs. Alright, so he's not respawning, which is fine. We'll just head out of here. Let's see, Pitbull says, gotta go to work, have fun. Alright, Pitbull, you have a good rest of the day. Thanks for stopping by the way. Alright, so with that, mount up and turn in these 2 quests, and off to the cave we go. Patrick says, gnomes for the win. Yep, my first gnome was a hunter, so I've always kind of played night elves, but since obviously night elves can't do a warlock, this is hopefully the next best thing. They have that intellect buff, so hopefully that translates into a decent amount of damage. Bora, thank you for the subscription, and good morning. How are you doing? Alright, so with that, these 2 quests are done. Since we're here, we'll go ahead and empty out the bags, because we'll probably end up loading up on the bags while we're in that cave. So let's see. We'll save the bags as much as possible. I'm going to save that right there. Just making sure I grab gloves, or not gloves necessarily, armor. That's an upgrade for me. So I'm just checking, make sure that if there's any sort of armor, we're going to use every sort of advantage we can here. Because it looks like this might be, it's going to be one of those challenges where we're going to need every number we can get. So, that being said, off we go. Bora says, hey, have a nice day. You too, Bora. And thank you once again for the subscription. And thank you everyone once again for the wave of likes this morning. I appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and work our way toward this cave. If this rare is up near the bottom of the cave, we'll go kill the other one that's nearby before we go into it. But if he's dead, then that probably means the warriors come through here quite some time ago and he's just killed everything. So we won't spend too much time hunting rares, but they are worthwhile doing. There we go. History says, Dawn, are you still here? Alright, so with that, we're about halfway to level 10. I think I'm going to try Affliction again. I did like that spell. It's just the reason we died is we couldn't do anything because we were stunned the entire time. But I think this time we'll just operate a little bit differently. We'll use the Voidwalker when it comes to that next time. Shoot. Yeah, it looks like he's up. Perfect. Alright, so that's the rare we need. And we'll kill him first, I think. We're going to end up pulling both of them. So we'll just blow through this guy as fast as possible. Not quite the XP I was expecting, but with that, we'll go ahead and head over to the other side of the road and kill the other rare. Hopefully it's still up. That's going to give us our first green as well, so that's kind of what this is all about. Just having a chance to make as much gold as possible, just to be able to buy bags and whatnot. Alright, so with that, we're going to head this direction. I can see in Discord we had, I want to say, like I said earlier, I think we had about 7 or 8 deaths this weekend. So for my update, so I'll go ahead and throw that up real quick. For anyone that's level 1 on the update, I just kind of keep it level 1 once until the armory's been updated. At that point it's kind of easier to keep track of the individual numbers, but at the time, I think like I said, we've had probably close to 10 deaths since we started. So that's going to kind of just give you a rough idea how difficult this is, especially for people who are unfamiliar, one with the clothy style of gameplay, as well as a style of gameplay where the damage isn't as upfront and as quick as it normally is with a melee or with a hunter. It builds up kind of fast, but that initial opening is sometimes more critical than how fast that DPS can be applied, if that makes any sense. But for those who are new to the channel, the rules are on your right and the challengers this month are on your left. And if you're interested in being a part of it, you are more than welcome to do so. Like I said, there's really no benefit in joining the first day of the challenge like we did. We were there the first day and then we died today, so the challenge is going to go, the leaderboard should I say, is going to go be moved around quite a bit, if that makes any sense. I think I kind of butchered that sentence, but the leaderboard is going to alternate and switch around quite a bit. There we go. Running out of words at 2 hours in the morning so far. So with that, we'll put those away and we're back in business. I think Dawn and Conspiracy are trying to look for each other, and then let's see. At the end of this path, the reason we're going this way, even though we don't need to kill these guys, is that there's normally a rare at the end. So we're getting about at the level where they can either drop a bag or green. The bags don't help us too much just because we have enough now, but the greens will. Alright, so with that, and is he there? No, he's not. Okay, that was it. Well, that's interesting. Let me double check. I'll walk a little bit closer. Jared, thank you for the subscription. Once again, welcome to the stream. Good morning, by the way. We'll go ahead and kill this guy. Yeah, normally there's a rare standing here, but earlier this morning we saw a guy leveling who had BOAs on, so he's probably just cleared that far ahead of us, so no big deal. We'll come back. We have to come back here anyway later just to kill that mob inside the cave, but as of now we're required to go into the larger cave and clear our way through there. Okay, says we were leveling and he left. Oh, okay, gotcha. It might have been a disconnection. Some people have been going through disconnections here recently. Alright, so with that, we're going to head over here. And like I said, this cave is pretty big, pretty large. I think most people are somewhat familiar with it, but I'm kind of interested to do it as a warlock and then have that comparison to look at the hunter and say, is one class necessarily easier than another, or is it just a different skill set? Because I'm trying to think, if we had been feared as a hunter, you know what I probably should have done is stayed as far away from him as possible and then try to tag him. So we'll see. We'll definitely kill that rare again next time, but just the idea of trying to figure out what to do and how to do that we'll try to figure that out as we go. Sean says, "Hey Qyune, how you been? What's your level you're at now?" What's going on, Sean? Good morning, welcome back. We are level 9 at the moment. We died as the Worgen probably 15 minutes into the stream. A rare had kind of stunned us for about 7 or 8 seconds, and the whole time we were stunned it was doing damage, and we just couldn't break out quickly enough to use that Hearthstone, so he got us. We died once. We have my first death for the month of September. It's only on day 4. Alright, so with that, we're going to head into this cave. To be honest, I think everybody that's participated so far, anyone that's made it over level 20, I think they've died at least once, except for Only. I think he's level 55, so he's just destroying this challenge more or less. So kudos to him for that. That's it's definitely been more than I've been able to do. So with that, we're going to see if we can grind our way through here. So like I said, when it comes to these caves, when it comes to the caves in general, the respawn time is going to be a lot faster, so we're just going to try to get through here as quickly as possible. Bora says, "Did you ever finish the Ironman challenge?" Not yet, Bora. We're working on a hunter, but we weren't able to finish it before the race started, so that's what we're doing right now. Is just a September race. So when October rolls back around, we'll jump back on a hunter and finish him off, hopefully. But no, the closest I've gotten so far is level 85. Sean says that sucks having to start again. Yeah, it's definitely not ideal. Fortunately, I'm one of those people that enjoy the leveling process overall, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but it does put me back at the bottom of the competition. So we have to catch up just a little bit and see how far we can get today. Today will be the 3-hour stream, just because it's Labor Day over here, so we have a little bit going on in real life with meeting up with family and stuff. So today will be 3 hours, but we'll see what that translates to for the rest of the week. Juan says, do you play Hearthstone on stream? I do not. The Warcraft's pretty much the only thing I play. Maybe in the afternoons we'll start working on getting in afternoons, evenings, depending on how it works out. Maybe in-game content, but generally speaking, it's going to be purely Warcraft. So that's kind of, I think the last game I've played with any level of dedication is Halo 2. Pretty much ever since I started playing this game, this has been it for me. I played Hearthstone just a little bit to be able to get the mount, but after that, I was pretty much done. So let's see. It would be awesome to watch you play some Hearthstone. Yeah, I played, like I said, a little bit, but nothing on any sort of competition level. I think you have to have a pretty decent deck built up, and a little bit of decent RNG as well, I suppose. Cameron says, "Did the Worgen die?" Yes, Cameron. We got wrecked by a rare spawn today. So we're looking for... We're hoping that a Mystic would drop... Or not a Mystic, maybe a Shaman? Mystic or a Shaman to drop the Shaman Voodoo Doll. I think it's a Shaman. Yes, it is. We'll see if he'll drop one, but if not, we'll just have to keep grinding. We have to go a lot further into the cave anyway. But what I'm trying to do here, is that a chest? Nice. I don't know if the sturdy chest will give us the XP we were looking for, but I'm up for free stuff anytime it's available, I suppose. And yeah, it does. It gives us 1300 XP. Nice. So yeah, those are definitely worth fighting your way to if you do come across them. Alright, so with that, fill this guy up real quick and kill this shaman. No, you know what? We have to go across this way. There is one item in here that we need. Juan says, true RNG wins the games. Anyways, I enjoy watching leveling on those characters. I hope... Oh, level 10. There we go. Nice. Alright, so with that, let me adjust my spec. But Carlos says, leveling all those characters. I hope we'll be watching you would complete the challenge. Hopefully so, Juan. Like I said, I think the Ironman challenge content of the channel will probably carry me well into the end of the year. So I think this is going to be something we do for quite some time. Alright, so we have Unstable Affliction here. Demonology, Destruction. I think we'll stick with Affliction for now. What I'm really hoping to get here pretty soon is, let's take a look at this. When do we get our Drain Soul? At 13. At 13, Drain Soul is what I'm looking for more than anything else. Sean says, I just saw the death with the 7-second fear. Yeah, like I said, I have no idea what I could have done different at that point in time. I mean, there's... without, I guess, anything I could have done different without knowing what I know now. Oh, that's probably the guy that's helping us. Okay. I think that's the biggest thing, is just knowing what that he did as 7-second fear. I probably would have done that fight a little bit differently, but I just took him as any other mob and paid the ultimate price for it. So it's all good. We'll get caught up here in a second. Try to catch up with Only and the rest of them. Alright, so Green Paw here. I want to say he's maybe for a class-specific quest. He's not a rare spawn, but I'm going to kill him just in case there's the item we need to... Yeah, there is. Okay. Juan says, you're making me want to try the challenge. Any class suggestions? Juan, the only class I'd suggest right now is a Warlock. Just joining us and doing the race. There's I'd say for beginners in general, I normally say Hunter is a good starting point. It just there's a lot of aspects of the Hunter that make it more manageable. And alright, so there's the charm we need. Make it more manageable and easier to operate. But you know, for the sake of September, I would say join us with the Warlocks. It's been a lot of fun so far. Even though we did die, it's still been a lot of fun. Let's see, Blitz says, so you can even use an artifact weapon in Legion? Only whites? Yes, sir, Blitz. You can only use whites and grays. Sometimes the grays are better than your whites, depending on the level. So you can use grays, but yeah, there's no artifact usage whatsoever. Aside from the time you can put it on to complete your Order Hall quest, but our quest campaign, but generally speaking, no, there's no sort of artifact usage whatsoever. Alright, so we killed him just in time. And then Sean says, mages are good for Ironman because of the freeze. Yeah, mages have a decent burst damage as well as the ability to CC. So there is that as well. It's just, they are claw thieves at the end of the day, and they, I think you're Arcane? Is it Arcane to have a pet? I think the pet just does damage, so I don't know if it actually helps too much, but yeah, you have a lot of utility with the shield and the CC and the explosiveness of a mage. Alright, so we'll grab this last item up here. Xandric says, oh man, you died. Yeah, Xandric. My last Warlock joined everybody in the graveyard. So that's the other thing, is if you happen to stream, I did forget to mention that, if you happen to stream, let me know and I will include your channel in the description, and if I'm missing anyone, let me know as well and I will make sure that's corrected. I think I have everyone, so we need one more of the little items here, and I think we have access to it going in this direction. So yeah, these guys are already starting to despawn, which kind of means they're going to be respawning here pretty soon. So just trying to speed this process up as much as possible. But yeah, Xandric, you'll have to go back and take a look, but a rare of all things did it to me. Central says, thanks man, I've been streaming level 30. Very nice. So there you go. There's Xantric, Keithy, Nell, Only, and I think there's a couple others who are ahead of me. Well, I can put it up here real quick. So there you go. Your Warlock, Ironman challengers and racers, they are all on the left hand side. We do have a couple more that are coming, so I'm gonna have to either make that window bigger or the font smaller. So I just tried to do it in such a way that it didn't impede the viewing all too much, but it looks like there's no getting around it all that much. So with that, if you guys want to see that again, feel free to ask at any time. I don't have a problem putting that back up. But yep, that's I think once we turn in these 2 quests here, we should be done. This cave wasn't as bad as I thought. We're only halfway through it, and we're probably encroaching on the more dangerous side of it, being that these guys are going to respawn here pretty soon. But generally speaking, the cave hasn't been too bad. So we'll keep going this direction, I believe. Let's see. Sean says he took the death well. To be honest, most people would have been angry and swearing. Yeah, I try to take it in stride. Like I said, this is only day 4, so, and we died at 27. It could have been worse. We could have died at 58 or something. I just need to. There's really nothing I could have done except for knowing that particular mob has that attribute to it. If there's been anything good about this Ironman challenge, I've learned quite a bit when it comes to individual quests and mobs to look out for. So let's go ahead and take that guy out. I don't think we're exiting. I think we have to go up a level. Yeah, okay, good. Kind of got disoriented for a second. And then Conspiracy says, Don and I had to do something. All good. Can you give me your battle tag so I can whisper you? Oh, you're looking for Don's battle tag? I got you. Alright, so with that. Alright. Conspiracy, are you and Don doing the recruiter friend, or are you guys doing something else? Just normal leveling. So we have that. Let's go ahead and turn in this quest here. And then we have to kill the bear in the other rooms. Face pulled that. Sentry said, how'd you go with the gnome? Just purely based on, I probably should have gone with a human, to be honest. But since we died so early in the stream, I didn't want to stop the stream and then restart it. So I know gnomes have a intellect buff where they get 1% extra. So I just figured I'd grab the gnome and go. But now that I'm thinking about it, I probably could have used the human, since they have a way to. Let's go ahead and kill these guys. Since they have a way of getting out of snares and stuns, which incidentally is what stunned us or killed us. So probably should have done that way. All right. So with that, we'll loot this guy and then apply this item to him. Or do we not? Yeah, there we go. Reason says, hello, what's going on, Reason? I think it's, no, Reese's. Reese's. Very nice. Good morning, how are you doing? Seabass says, oh, you're a gnome, what happened? A rare spawn actually killed us. It stunned me for about 7 seconds. 7 or 8 seconds, and there's just no way of getting around that, so that's what got us. CSV says, so this month is Warlock. Yes, sir, it is. And this is off to kind of raise awareness for the Friends for Impact group, where they're doing research on brain tumors that occur in children. So with that, accept that, and I think that's it for here. Yeah, so we can just hearth back. That'll work. And Q says, hello, Qyune. Good morning, Q. How are you doing? Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a little while. Xantric says, I was more wondering about that hellhole of a trog cave. Respawns in the in their mental. Oh, so as a gnome, we went immediately from the starting zone and ran toward pretty much to Darnassus and started here. We didn't mess with any of that other stuff, just because I know through reading Discord and other chat forums that that's pretty much a dangerous zone to mess with. So I think what I'll do is kill this guy first. Eventually we have to go over here and knock out that quest, but I don't think we have to do that quite yet. Trying to remember how the order of this goes. But as of now, we're already closing in on 11, but just kind of give a rough idea. Play time to get to level 10 is, we'll say 1 hour and 45 minutes. Right now, my play time is 1 hour 50 minutes. So, roughly 1 hour 45 minutes. Satric says, I managed to defeat it by the third gnome. Yeah, I definitely didn't want to encounter that. I heard it was pretty rough, so I just tried to avoid that as much as possible. We're going to take another quick peek in this cave down here, just because we are less than 20, and it's still somewhat advantageous for us to go out of our way to kill a rare. I'm going to go there with as least as resistance as possible here. Just try to take a sneak peek and see if it's see if he's here. And he is. Perfect. Alright, so that'll work. I probably didn't need to kill him since he's level 7, but what I'm trying to do is use a little bit of time and wait for this guy to patrol back. I don't know if it's worthwhile trying to take on all three. There we go. Here he comes. So we'll let him make his way toward us, and there we go. So normally I think it's best to kill the guy with the lower amount of health, so let's try to kill him this time. And it's going to pull both of them either way. But normally speaking, you want to kill the guy with the lower amount of health rather than the one with the most, just because otherwise you're more than likely going to have the if you try to kill the one with more health, you're going to have 2 mobs on you for a longer amount of time, if that makes any sense. So with that, let's see. Barb clip. We'll go ahead and use that, I suppose. Alright, so with that, we'll go ahead and knock out this quest over here. But yeah, that quest gave us all of almost 1200 XP, and this one's going to give us 1600. So yeah, it's still definitely worth going out of your way to kill the rares. I'm going to have to stop by everyone else's channels to see how their progress is going. I thought for sure we would get to level 30 today, but it looks like it might be saved for later during the week. I think if I do die again, I'll go with a human this time. 'Cause I kind of like that ability of being able to break away. I don't know if it works if you're rooted, but I do know it'll give you control of your character if you do happen to get feared, so we'll have to work with that as much as possible. Also, for those who are new to the challenge, it is worthwhile to grind on guys, meaning that, you know, just kind of continuously kill guys from time to time. And if you are in that position and you're wanting to kill a bunch of mobs, the better ones to kill are the ones that are your more humanoid type, like these furbolgs here, your naga. What else do we have? The, you know, your humans, your undead, obviously. Just because if they don't drop anything like a green, well, first of all, they have a higher chance of dropping greens, blues, stuff that you can wear. But they also generally are the ones that drop your cloth and whatnot, and that's really useful for just building up your gold bank a little bit, or allowing you to use your only profession that's allowed, which is first aid. So just kind of gives you a little bit more to work with if you grind the correct mobs. Only says human ratio only breaks stuns starting with Legion. Starting with Legion, really? The old break everything ratio was breaking PvP. So what do they have before? Oh, I see what you're saying. That they've modified it. Okay, I got you. I thought you said it wasn't useful until Legion. I got you. Yeah, I do remember back in I wouldn't say back in the day, because it was kind of recent, like you're saying, that humans were pretty much the choice of PvP class, or any PvP activity, if that makes any sense. Alright, so with that, we have a lumberjack axe. Sometimes things with unique names like that might sell decently on an RP server, so just kind of be aware of that when it pops up. See if that says, yeah, it used to break everything, causing humans to be dominant. Kind of miss those days. I know they have the rep gain, but I don't know. I think unless you wanted Shadow Mail, to me there wasn't really too much of a class choice when it came to PvP, other than the humans. And then again, of course, if you wanted to be Horde, you couldn't be human. So I'm gonna try to take on these guys as much as efficiently as possible. Raven says, are you playing Legion? If so, what's your favorite aspect of the expansion? Honestly, I think one of my favorite attributes of Legion so far, and yes, by the way, this is all on retail for those who are didn't know. But as far as Legion, I think the single greatest change is the shareable mobs, nodes, level 11. Hang on one sec. Go ahead and apply all my dots. I think that's my favorite element, is being able to say share nodes, share herbs, share tags on a boss, because previous to that, the reason I didn't care for, come across other people within the game was because every time you saw someone, it was a sense of dread. If you were mining, if there was a person nearby and you are killing a critter or something, or a mob, to be able to get to the mining node or the herb node, someone would always come in, swoop in, grab that ore or herb you were trying to get to, and then take off. Likewise, if you were trying to kill say a quest mob, or I can mount up a mob that was needed for some sort of completion process, people would be more inclined to watch you die and allow you to fail, especially if it hit hard. Whereas now, if you're fighting something that hits hard, people are much more likely to help you out, and it's different from when it was before Legion, where every time you saw a player, there was some level of dread, just because you were competing with everyone for everything. And I know there's a healthy aspect to that, but for an MMO, I think it's important to establish a feeling where when you see other players, it's not a dread. It can be neutral, or you can actually be like, oh good, someone else is here. But as long as it's not negative, and you're not saying like, alright, here's another person to compete with me for whatever it is I'm doing, I think that's been one of the greatest changes to Legion for me, in my opinion. Of course, the questing's been good, the raids have been good, the PvP is okay. I haven't gotten into it too much, but I have enjoyed the artifact progression. But I think as far as a favorite goes, I do enjoy that aspect of having dangers in the game where it's just above having to watch people die, or provide some sort of excitement for seeing other players in game. Now Zero says, what's the reward if you win? Zero, there's really no reward for the Ironman challenge. It's just purely bragging rights and the aspect of challenging yourself. like I said, there's only been 22 people who've made it to 110, and so that kind of gives you an idea of how tough it actually is. I think when I looked at numbers, I think there's been tens of thousands of attempts, but like I said, only 21 or 22 at 110 at the moment. So I'm going to try to dot this guy here. They said, why did you go from Gnome starting zone to the Night Elf? David, just to make it more efficient. There's a lot of dangers in the Gnome area, and even more so if you're not familiar with it. And the first Gnome I leveled was a Hunter, so that means, you know, I didn't level a Gnome until Legion, and with all the BOAs I had, I just kind of blasted through everything. There was no real danger, but I've never really done that content before, and I heard it was pretty dangerous, so I just kind of stayed away from it and went to the area and zone that I knew best. So we're going to let this guy do his little bit of RP here. But yeah, in short, I think it's best to try to, as much as possible, do the questing and the zones and the content that you're more familiar with. From what I understand, I think the Horde is a little bit stronger than the other side when it are difficult, shall I say. Excuse me. Fig, thank you for the subscription, and welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for all the subscriptions and likes this morning. I do appreciate that. We are, we're going to go ahead and kill these guys, as well as see if the rare has popped back up over there. But yeah, for me, we'll probably hit level 13, and then that means Darkshore will be the most of tomorrow. So we still have a little bit of questing to do here, and then we will head toward Darkshore, and hopefully between now and then I'll get some gold to be able to get bigger bags, but we'll see. I haven't gotten too many green items or stuff that's valuable, so we'll see how that works out. Fig says, keep up the good work. Thank you, Fig. I appreciate that, and like I said, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. We are, for those that are new to the channel, we do this every morning from 6 to 9, every day except Sunday, so. Here in the future, we'll start doing in-game content in the afternoon, but we're going to keep the Ironman kind of central, the central theme for our morning streams. Plus, for the month of September, also for those who are new, for those who have heard it before, I do apologize. It's just the nature of the stream to kind of repeat materials, but for those who are new, you're more than welcome to join us in the Ironman race. Whether you stream or don't stream, it doesn't matter. The only rule is just be a Warlock, be any race you want to be, and let us know who you are in Discord, and we'll take it from there. Just a lighthearted event to bring a little bit of awareness to Friends for Impact. That way those guys can get a little extra funding and support. I think we've raised so far £20. That was as of Sunday, so it might be even higher than that now, but just trying to help out those who are actually making a difference in the world. Right, so with that, we're going to blow this guy up real quick. And to kind of go along with the theme of that, we'll go ahead and put that up real quick. The rules are on your right and the challengers are on your left. So if you do want to be included in that list, feel free to let us know in Discord. And like I said, the rules are on your right. All the links are necessary. All the links necessary are in the description. So there you go. Conspiracy says, Qyune, are you doing an extended stream today? No, not today. You know, I think Labor Day is an American or a U.S. holiday, I believe, right? I don't think the rest of the world kind of acknowledges that. So it's Labor Day for us. So that being said, I have a couple real life activities I have to go knock out and be a part of. So it'll be a 3-hour stream today. We might push it an extra 10 or 15 minutes just so we can get to a decent spot where we can start tomorrow. But no, it'll be a 3-hour stream for the most part today. And then we'll start back up 6 a.m. tomorrow. Alright, so we have the tribal cloak. Sometimes that can sell well, sometimes it doesn't. It's pretty hit or miss. But we'll set it aside just in case. And the reason we were going this direction is to see if that rare has popped back up. I think this one only gives us a bag, but the additional XP plus the off chance for a green BOE is worth making our way over there for it and seeing if he's up, if I can speak. So with that being said, we need about 3 more of these little sprouts. And I don't think the drop rate for the seeds are 100%, so I have more than enough stuff to kill on the way to the rare. So let's see if he's up. Normally he sits up on top of this little hill, but I think we're just too far away to be able to see if he's up there or not. Oh, you see, I see that I was hitting this button. I'm still used to being level 27 and having drained soul. That's sad. Alright, so let's go ahead and get up a little closer real quick. There he is. Yep, perfect. So I think, is there a mob down here? No. So we'll kind of kill him from the water, I guess. Also, gonna watch out for your health. Don't want to drown on the Ironman challenge, that's for sure. Kind of keep your breath is at about 90% for us. And yes, it was a green patch, and we only got about 700 XP, so the rare spawns is starting to diminish. Plus, I think they're kind of low level at this point. It'll definitely pick back up when we're in Darkshore. So the cat is probably up as well, but at this point it's just not worth taking that much of a detour to be able to kill him. So we'll just go ahead and turn these 2 quests in and make our way westward. Hell, good morning. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream, and thank you for the subscription. Alright, so with that, we're going to hop up over here, turn these 2 in, and I think that's going to allow us to have access to the follow-up quest here. But it will get us to level 12. We did not get a new spell, that's okay. I'm going to just pull this guy, one guy, and run. If we get dismounted, we'll get what's coming to us, but I'm going to try to speed this process up just a little bit. I would like to at least make it to Darkshore today. We'll see how close that is. I think that's going to be about 15 minutes away. So we'll see. Alright, let's see. Yep, there we go. So this is the quest I was referring to. We're going to have one that has us go back to the last Moonwell here in Teldrassil. And it gives us 1300 experience, so it is worth, you know, knocking out a little bit of the quest series to be able to do it. But with that, we're going to head in this direction. Also, there's a Harpy rare at the far end that kind of patrols around here. The respawn timer, I would say, is anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. So if you can hit it twice in one day, it's good to do so. That one does drop a green as opposed to a bag, so it is worth killing that one. I don't know if it's a male or a female. I think it's female. I guess all harpies are females? Is that how that works out? Alright, so with that, we're going to turn in this quest. We'll get a quest to gather 5 or 6 tumors from the little marsh looking guys, but also we'll go ahead and go straight back there toward this area because there's quite a bit of quest and content to do there as well. Go ahead and jump across this and make our way. We have 12 bag slots, so we probably could start selling stuff just so we have room later. To me, that's the biggest challenge is in the early stages. You know, you're really just dependent on your bags and whatnot. and the size of them, because go ahead and switch that out. Let's see if there's anything else that's an upgrade. We have more of these satchels. No, there's not. Okay. So we'll go ahead and sell everything here. But yeah, the biggest challenge is the fact that your bags fill up so quickly. You have to kind of stop every 5 or 10 minutes. So I would say the first thing you want to buy when you get gold and you start building up a little bit of a bank is just larger bags. That'll probably help more so than anything else. So with that being said, though, we're going to go ahead and see if we can find this harpy. We're going to end up having a quest to kill them all, but it's just better to get to her sooner than later. Try to stay. They are level 9. Just kind of doing a quick little scan real quick. I don't see her yet. The reason we're not killing them just yet is we're going to have to come back and do so here in a second. Oh, never mind. Oh, you know what? I need to turn that add-on back on. The other thing is that these guys tend to run away, which is not a big deal for the hunter, but it is a little bit of a big deal for the warlock. So she might be, that warrior might have already killed her, so it may not be too advantageous to sit there and see if we can find her. David says, I wonder if you're able to get bags sent to you from another character. Let's see. Will says, good morning. Good morning, Will. David, no, as much as possible. You know, generally speaking, the rule is that everything your character has, whether it's an epic shirt or the best bags, it has to be acquired on your character. So there's no help from mains or alts or you know, friends or anything like that. It's a very on your own kind of challenge. So with that, if that makes any sense, it's just one of those things that they want to minimize, not interaction, but help from others as much as possible. So the rare is a white harpy, but it looks like it might be dead, so we won't spend too much time. I do need to go ahead and use this thing in the moonwell, though. I forgot about that. We have this vial we need to throw in the moonwell, so we'll knock that out real quick, and then knock out all the harpy quests. Hopefully run across her. David said, also, are you going to make something on one character and put it on the auction house and say buy it for 1 copper? Let's see. Also wondering if you are to make something on one character and put it on the auction house and buy it for 1 copper. Really hard to do, I know. No, as far as the pricing and whatnot, you know, if you have, let's say you have luck where you have something that drops and it's worth 5k gold, you know, if you put it on the auction house for 5k and someone buys it, that's just you know, your RNG. The next person may not get anything nearly that valuable the whole time they level up to say 60 or something like that. So the auction house usage is a little bit more of a scout's honor kind of thing. There's no real way to test and check if you've been helped by an alt or by a friend or anything of that nature. So, you know, a case in point would be, say if I have, how many linen cloth? I have 51 linen cloth. Let's just say 50 for easy numbers. If I put them all up for 10 gold apiece, you know, it's kind of understood that linen cloth might be at most, it might go up to say 2 or 3 gold. She's dying kind of slow. So, you know, if you put it up there for 10 gold and someone purchases it and you end up with, you know, the X amount of gold or whatever, that's kind of abusing the system to a certain extent, so they've asked people not to do that. But, you know, that's a scout's honor kind of thing, just because there's no way no real way of going back and confirming whether or not you've done that. And at the end of the day, to me, it's, you know, it kind of goes back to, if I make it to 110 and I gave myself an, you know, quote unquote edge, whatever that may be, at the early levels, then I don't think I would feel fully satisfied having made it to 110. So I just try to stick with the guidelines as much as possible. And so everything I generate on the character is generated from the character, if that makes any sense. And then you know, if I get lucky enough and a green item sells for 200 gold, then I just got lucky. There's no real stringent rule for that, if that makes any sense. And then Juan says, on which server are you playing? My main is on Khadgar and Illyria at the moment. So those are 2 merged realms, and just allows me to have more characters on those realms. Alright, so with that, we're going to get a couple more belts and then kill this spider back here. And then let's say David says artifact weapon is not allowed, maybe without any traits or relics. No sir, David, no artifact weapon. Aside, you can equip it to finish your class order hall quest, but after that, no, you cannot use artifact. It has to be a white and white or gray quality item. I think it's in the frequently asked question section, David. I think that's where they discussed that a little bit. Mally says, hi guys, what's going on, Mally? I think that's Mally. Good morning, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're just doing the Ironman challenge this morning, and trying to get as far as possible in about 3 hours worth of stream time today. How's your morning going? Alright, so with that, we have that item. Oh, Mally, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Once again, good morning. We are going to head back over here. Might as well kill this before I face bullet. I'm going to go back over here and get, how many more? 2 more of the blood feather belts. Also, there's an escort quest kind of tucked away in the corner, so we're going to grab that as well. But I'm going to hit this guy over here, all the while avoiding the spider. There we go. Yeah, I'm hoping to hit 13 before we actually have to call it for today, so we might stretch it a couple minutes, not long. Like I said, we got a little bit of activity to do this today, so I'm going to try to get there as quickly as possible. And with that, the escort quest should be somewhere. This one's kind of gives people an introduction into Warcraft and how escort quests work. The only difference with it is normally you kind of follow the escort, and you know, you follow the person you're escorting, and you know, help him as he comes across rares. But for this one, you actually get to lead it. You're just on a timer. I think you have 8 minutes to get him back to where he needs to go, which is way more than enough time needed. But did we pull both? No, we just pulled one. Man, that thing took a long time to die. They don't hit too hard, but they did take a long time to die there. Tyler says, what's the Ironman challenge? Well, welcome, Tyler. Good morning. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Alright, so with that, I'll put this up just so it makes it a little bit more clear. But in short, the Ironman challenge is going from 1 to 110, and without dying a single time, and using only white and gray quality gear. It is a solo challenge, so there's no grouping with other people whatsoever, whether that's a just a normal group or raid, a dungeon, a battleground, or anything like that. It's just a very solo challenge. You can have a guild, just don't use guild repairs. But some of the other things is there's no pet battle leveling, there's no what else do we have here? No tokens, no flasks, no elixirs, no hearthstones, except for warlocks. Warlocks can have a hellstone. I think I said hearthstone, hellstone. And then You do have a spec, so you can have a spec and you can switch between the spec, but you cannot have any sort of talents, if that makes any sense. Dan says, welcome back, Dan. Haven't seen you in a while. Let me go ahead. So if you want to see the rules again or see the other challengers, anyone's more than welcome to join us. So I'll go ahead and throw that out there. If you want to join us, feel free to stop by the Discord link and let me know the name of your character and realm, and we'll kind of keep track of you as I'm doing right here on the left hand side. And if you're streaming it, let me know as well, and I will make a link to that. But Dan says, I died at level 25, Qyune. Aw, Dan, I'm sorry, man. I know your pain, though. I died at 27 this morning, all of about like 15 minutes into the stream. Says, I need to make a new one. Which race are you going with? Like I said, I did a gnome just to do it semi-quickly, but next time maybe I'll do a human or a dwarf. I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. I might do the human though, just because I thought I was going to get a huge benefit in being a worgen. Unity, thank you for the subscription as well. Good morning. Thank you guys very much for the wave of subscriptions and likes this morning. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think I will do the human if I die again. One says, just join the race. Evil Qyune. Warlock, Valeria. Okay, nice. Evil Qyune, huh? Alright. Let me, So Juan, is that your name? Is that what you're going with? It doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna write it down though, so let me... We have 8 minutes. I'll write it down after we turn in this quest. Just because I don't want to fail it due to not making it there in time. I'm going to grind my way through this direction though, just in case we come across that rare. But Han, yeah, I'll get that down here in a second. Dan says, I'm never making it on a PvP servers again. Oh, you did it on a PvP server. Does it count if I got ganked? Yes, Dan. A death. That's the bad thing about... There he is. He's moving away from us. We're not going to be able to catch up with him unless we run around. That's the bad thing about PvP servers, is that there's no way... A death is a death, whether it's caused by PvP, a disconnect, or a you know, a mob killing. It doesn't matter what actually killed you. If you die, that is the end for the challenge. So that only says gank death is death. Yep. So there you go. Alright, so where did our guy that we were escorting go? I think he follows us, right? Or did we lose him? We might have lost him. Tyler, thank you for the subscription as well. And once again, good morning. I think we lost him, guys. Oh, man. Alright, we'll go back. I want to go see if I can catch up with that rare, but we're going to abandon this quest here. That's pretty decent XP, so I think it's worthwhile to go back and get that quest. But, let's see if we can catch up with the rare spawn, because he was heading this direction. There he is. And he does move semi-fast, so we'll meet him on the other side of the tree. Now, looks like chat just exploded, so give me a chance to catch back up, and we'll grind our way in here. But Tyler says, so if it's white gear only, are you not allowed to equip quest gear that you get? No, as long as the quest gear is white, I would feel comfortable. He's turning around. Okay, he's playing with us now. Alright, so let's avoid that. I think we'll head him off right about here. We'll kill this guy first. Let's see. He'll probably see us before we... Yep, there he goes. So we've had a little bit of bad luck with rares today, given that the one killed us at 27. So we're just kind of enacting our vengeance here. All right, there we go. We also had received a belt, so that's kind of nice. And then we're gonna have to go do that escort again. That's gonna be a little bit of a downside, just because those guys have probably already started to respawn. Unity Love Sky. Well, thank you, Unity. I appreciate that. Try to make this as enjoyable as possible. At the end of the day, it is a little quest. The questing portion is not too bad, but sometimes you get to an instance where you just have to grind it out. So, no, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. All right. So with that, let's see, what level are we? We are 12. Well, if we need to do that quest, we'll come back. But I think to be efficient, let's go ahead and kill these guys over here and grab the tumors. The tumors are about a 50% drop rate, so I figured we'd pull both. It won't matter here in a second. Once we hit 13, we'll get Drain Soul, and that's just super powerful at these lower levels. Patrick says, smash that like button, boys. So thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. And thank you, everyone that have joined me today, and as well as part of the wave of likes and subscriptions this morning. Thank you very much, by the way. Alright, I think he saw us. Oh, he will now. But yeah, I know I've said this before, and I apologize if you keep hearing it, but hopefully it doesn't have a diminishing return. Thank you very much for being a part of it, and also being a part of chat. It makes it go a lot quicker on my end, and makes dying a little bit more tolerable. It wasn't so bad dying at 27, but at the same time, we did put about 5 or 8 hours into that character, so that's all part of the Ironman challenge. So with that, we'll go ahead and kill this guy here. Patrick says he deserves it. Well, thank you, Patrick. Lena says, what is the Ironman challenge? Lucas, welcome to the stream, by the way. So I'll go ahead and put it back up. So in short, sometimes it gets shorter and shorter, but in short, it's leveling from 1 to 110, only using white and gray quality gear. And it's a solo challenge. There's no grouping with people, no dungeons, no battlegrounds, no pet battle leveling. The other restrictions kind of fall into no flask, elixirs, potions, and then no talents as well. So you can have a spec, but you can't have a talent. And if you died like we did this morning, 15 minutes into the stream, you don't have to delete your character, but it's failed the challenge, so we went ahead and deleted ours and just started again. But if that character, like I said, fails the challenge, if it fails the challenge, if it dies, it fails the challenge. There we go. So that is what happened to us this morning at level 27, stun locked by a rare spawn of all things. So put that back down. And if you're interested in joining, the purple box on your left was everyone that's participating for the September race. So there's that if you're interested. Just pop into Discord and let us know the name of your character and realm, and we'll take it from there. I'll try to include it every morning for that update. Fake says, how many times have you tried? On the hunter, I'm on my 5th hunter attempt, but we had to take a pause or a break from that because September crept up on us. So on the hunter, I'm on my 5th attempt, and on my warlock, I'm on my 2nd. Scott says, Scott, good morning, welcome back. How are you doing? Says, oh man, yeah, it's tough. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this in real quick. I think that's all the quests here, right? Yeah, they're all kind of. Like I said, if we're not quite level 13, oh, I was afraid we were gonna aggro it. I was gonna try not to even look at it. If we're not quite level 13, we'll go ahead and do the escort quest, but we just need to get 13 to get to Darkshore. So that's all we're doing right here. Juan says, I just got XP from a mob I hit first, then a full heirloom mage one-shotted. Does that count as cheating? No, Juan. So what happens to add to the list of rules and whatnot is your kill ratio has to be above 75%. So that, you know, that means that mob that you killed, if you don't have the killing blow to that mob, your killing blow ratio is going to drop quite a bit. But that's just more or less to safeguard and protect people from cheating in the sense where they have a high level carry them through it, through the content. But you know, if you happen to come across someone and they kill the same mob you do that you had already tagged, it's not going to end your challenge at all. So you're 100% okay with that. It's just to protect people from abusing the system, more or less. Patrick says, Qyune, I don't want to beg or anything, but if you want, I can provide with modding in your chat. I appreciate that, Patrick. I'll actually write that down, just because as of now we do have mods, but if it gets a little crazy or if no one's on, we'll add more. So I do write people's names down who are interested in doing that. So thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'll try to sit here and write it down and not die. Sorry, I didn't. Offer to be mob. Thanks, sir. I appreciate that. So with that, let's go ahead and turn in these few quests. Hopefully this will get us 13, I think. I don't know if I'm going to mess too much with the other quests if we make it to 13, just because those can be kind of tedious, and with the Warlock, the less risk the better. So that, yeah, that is 13. Grab that and then sell everything we can. So we have cloth bracers, not really an upgrade. We do need to sell our gear here. And I'll catch back up with chat. Let's see. Only says you can't control other players, you're just fine, Juan. Yes, exactly. And then Scott says, I'm good, woke up and heard you died. Yeah. You know, I think everybody so far except Only has died when they've gotten above level 20, so it is dangerous. Azeroth is dark and full of terrors, as I've previously said. Let's see. Oops, wrong one. Let's go ahead and turn that quest in here and work our way to Darkshore. And they continue to catch up. Seabass, that's what I said, Scott. He got stunned by a rare mob. Yeah. That, other than having prior knowledge, I don't think I could have done too much more. You know, if I had prior knowledge of that, like if I see it again and I'm there, I'll probably pull it again. One, because I need to get behind it to get quests, but I'll pull it, one, from a larger distance, and then two, I'll have a Voidwalker out. But the reason I've generally been running around with an imp over a Voidwalker is that the Voidwalker cleaves and also runs to the location of the mob, just making the operation and control of the pet a little bit more difficult than it normally would be. So the imp just kind of stays right beside me and fires away. So that's kind of why I've been using it more so than anything else. Patrick says, "What is your real life profession, by the way? You seem..." Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I am right now. I'm going back to school, so I'm taking a break from my career. I'll be in school for the next 2 years, so this is something I've always wanted to do as far as stream, and so I figured I'd give it a shot and see how far you know, we make it. And it's been a very good turnout. So once again, thank you guys for being a part of that. But for me, I have my bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and so I've gone back to school to follow up and get a master's. And it's going to be a 2-year program, so that's kind of what I'm working on right now. Let's see. We need to take... No, we can fly there. That's right. But yeah, that's kind of me in a quick little nutshell, I guess. Go ahead and fly over to Lord now real quick. And Juan says, "Okay, thanks for the support. I'm surrounded by 4 heirlooms characters in Northshire, and I have to go far away to kill mobs." Yeah, Juan, usually what I do is if I see a person in full heirlooms, even if I'm a hunter, there's no way I'll be able to keep up with them in attack power speed, so I'll usually just kind of step back and let them get ahead of me as far as the quest goes, because the more dangerous thing you could do is try to keep up with them and follow them behind, because inadvertently they're going to create a wake of death, and you don't want to be caught up in their respawn path, because not all mobs, the mobs don't always respawn in the order that they were killed. So, and you can get yourself in a situation, depending on the zone, the whole area can respawn at once. So generally speaking, if someone's trying to compete with me, I just let them have the right of way and let them move on ahead. You know, of course, sometimes that costs you access to rares and whatnot, and they kill those first, but it's better to have them get ahead of you than try to compete with them, if that makes any sense. Let's see. Only says the rare was Taskmaster Whipfang. Okay. Yeah, that Taskmaster. Alright. It's about that 3 hour mark, so this is where my speech starts to dwindle. Taskmaster Whipfang. There we go. Wow, I paid for the mob. Long discussion of how tough it is. Is it really? I'm going to have to look that up now. That's kind of funny. Alright, so we have the quest items here that we're not going to partake in. So I'm just going to... let me think. What's the best way to do this? Darth Vader. Darth Vader, thank you for the subscription and good morning. Welcome to the stream. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and save my Hearthstone here. Alright, so I have 2 lines of thought with going forward. I may keep these quests just to knock them out tomorrow. That means all the rares would have reset by then, so maybe we'll keep those for then. Let me go ahead and pick this up though. So maybe we'll keep them and we'll head over there tomorrow and kill the rares, get the greens, drop them off in the bank, and then come back over here. Or we can just pick up here tomorrow. But I'll keep the quest to kind of give us a little bit of an option to work with. But let's see. Conspiracy says, Qyune hates Stormheim. Oh, do you really? It was... If you don't have Pathfinder, Stormheim is really rough. The navigation throughout the zone can be tough to deal with, especially, you know, with how steep the slopes are and whatnot. And there's a lot of caves there, so yeah, Stormheim's kind of rough. I've heard more people complain about Stormheim than any other zone, so I can completely understand that. It wasn't my favorite. I think my favorite was High Mountain, believe it or not. I did like High Mountain. Let's see. Patrick says that conspiracy, you will love Arcus then. Yeah, me and the girlfriend spent probably a good 5 hours in Argus yesterday, and that's fun content. So if you guys are, I still hold to my opinion that I think Legion is the best expansion so far. So if you guys are debating whether or not to come back, either for this challenge or just in gameplay, in gameplay, I would recommend it. I've been playing for about 10 to 12 years, and I did play part of vanilla. In my opinion, Warcraft's always been a good game, but it's kind of shifted reasons why it's been. It used to be a lot more immersive, but now it's just a lot more content to do, so it's a trade-off. And people are going to prioritize one over the other. Me, it's you know, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. It's kind of worked with me. When it was immersive, I had time to sink into it like I did. As of now, not as much time to be able to sit in one sitting outside of the stream. So for me, it's worked out. Juan says, I have a question for you guys if you don't mind. Is it allowed to switch between specs and don't take any talent? Which only answers correctly. Yes, you can switch between specs as much you want. As long as you don't take any of the talents, and that's really powerful for your melee classes to switch between a tanking spec or DPS spec. So that's really good for melee. But I've even changed specs if that gives you any level of comfort. The first time I've done it, the first time I did it was on my first Warlock. We went from Demonology to Affliction, so we're Affliction this time around. We'll see how that treats us. But yeah, that's kind of that in a nutshell. Conspiracy says, Patrick already been there on the DK. And Scott says, I agree, been playing for about 13 years now, and I love Legion. Yeah, like I said, I think Warcraft in general has been a very good game. And more or less unprecedented as far as like the amount of players it's retained. It's lost a lot of players, but it's also retained a lot. So, me being one of them, I took a break a couple of times during my semester, and I think when Pokemon Go came out, actually, I took a 2-month break. But yeah, since outside of that, for the past 10 to 12 years. I've played it pretty consistently. So with that being said, guys, it's about 3 hours 16 minutes into the stream, so we're gonna wrap it up here for today, and we'll get back into it tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be another three and a half-ish hour stream, just because there's school picks back up and I need to prioritize and catch back up with my homework. But yeah, we'll keep battling through this. We'll get there. What else is that? Oh, as far as the subscriptions, the likes, and all the comments, thank you guys as always very much for that. I do appreciate that. This has been a very fun event, and even a more fun of a month during September, and it's only been day 4 and we've had a ton of deaths. So if you guys are interested and you want to be a part of it, let me go ahead and put the rules up. You are more than welcome to do so. Starting a little bit later in the month doesn't provide any sort of a disadvantage or advantage over another. Case in point is me dying today. So if you're interested or would like to be a part of it, you're more than welcome to do so. See, Juan says, thank you for the answer. And no problem, Juan. I try to keep up as much as possible. And then Patrick says, thank you for the stream. Alright, guys. Yep, thank you for being a part of it. And you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow. For all the other Warlock challengers out there, you guys be safe. It's been a deadly past couple days, so you guys take care. Bye.
I want my keys go. I want my keys going. I want my keys go.